alive. I'm alive. You in headphones yet? No. I'm alive. Yes, I am alive from the other night. How are we doing? Somehow. Hey, Mick, how you doing, man? Welcome in. Thanks for It's warm. Hey, Dark Corners. Hey, Louise, how you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, sober stream tonight. Well, for me, anyway. How is everybody doing? Oh, what did we think of the latest video? If you haven't seen it already, go watch it. Yes, they did. Just a bit. Yeah. Kept ordering me drinks. Thank you, Gothic Explorer. What how you doing? I've got this on because it's warm and cool. Yeah, it was a crazy video. That there's a part 2 next week. That'll be up this weekend for the members. They'll be able to see it first. So if you remember, you get to see it first. Hey, Kaz, how you doing? I'm alive. That was not. Oh, why did Matt figure out where I was the other day? I'm glad I didn't blurt it out though, because it would have got a bit silly. Yeah, I will never go live. Well, I was only going out for 1 or 2, at least 2. Bless them. I mean, I appreciate it. Appreciate the drink. It's like, yeah, it wasn't good the next day. I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday was a bit of a. Yeah. But today, I've been up, been doing bits, went for a run. So, did I get home on a shopping trolley? No, I actually walked home. Actually, I walked home. So yeah, that was the Wirral. Hang on, I say that right. Yeah, it's the Wirral tunnels. World War II, they used to make ammunition down there, hence all the machines. Didn't think they made much. Apparently, the tunnels went further on, but we weren't allowed in there. Because it's a like a oh, what's it called? Kaz, by the way, thank you for that the other day. I appreciate it. She knows what I'm on. What was I saying? Yeah, it's like not paintball, airsoft. There we go, like an airsoft. Well, there's more to come in the second video, guys. So yeah, creepy place, like creepy place. Yeah, it sounds like water melting. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, guys. Share me out if you can. Subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get to. We're not far away from 2.1k. So if you get your mum, your nan, your gran, your sister, your brother, it's free. So if you could do that for me, it'd be amazing. Yes, I saw your latest video, Gothic Explorer. Fair play. It was very good. Creepy, huh? Creepy. Fair play. Like, I need to get a better. It's only a little light that goes on top of your camera. It just makes it. It just like brightens it. There. Get your words out, Matt. Brightens it up. In it, Liam. How you doing, man? Thanks. Liam's a member, and Mark C is a member, and Kaz is a member. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, just anything can you do? Definitely, my dog's got a YouTube channel. How's it going, Liam, man? It's good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Ah, was he? My granddad was in the RAF. Yeah, it's a crazy place. Like it used to be like I think it used to be a pub down there. Hence all the barrels and the yeah. Nice one, Dark Corners. Fair play, yeah. Yeah, it's warm. I've got my fan on. You worked in the Woolwich. Awesome. Oh, fair play. It won't be a late one tonight, guys. An hour or two at least. Then I've got work tomorrow. All weekend. All the way through till next week. But yeah, I'm not live the other night. Oh, I don't know if you saw it, but yeah. I love them to bits. I love everyone. Sending me drinks. Oh, God. I had to give two of them shots away. Bless them, them two girls. Just take them. Good job I did, because I probably wouldn't have got home, I don't think. Yeah, so after a bit, I think. I don't drink very often. To be fair, but you know, he just fancied one, and I was like, and then Matt went live. I was like, I'd go on, and then he figured out where I was. I'm glad he didn't put it in the chat. Imagine that. Oh my God, I would have been banned from there. It would have been chaos. Let me sort this. Focus on. It's on water. Oh. But I love them to bits. Oh, it was a fun night. And I'll be honest, I don't remember going home. Don't remember going home. But I go home. I always get home. I say you probably know yourselves, guys. You know when you've had enough, and like right, home beacon. My inner sat nav gets me home. I think I went to give out afterwards. Oh, I did have a tenner in my pocket, and I didn't, so I must have. And then the next morning, yeah, you can use your imagination. Wasn't good. I'm out of focus. That better? Can you see me now? Can you see me now? Let me know in the chat, guys. Wow, 32 people in. Hello, welcome. Hit that thumbs up if you're new here. Subscribe. No. How dare! I'm joking. I wasn't that drunk. Okay. All right. People are saying okay. I don't know. Sorry. Looks fine on here. DR. Hello. Press the cog in the morning. Yeah, it's all good. I know how to do it. I'm just glad he didn't give out my actual location in the chat, and I know he wouldn't. I know he's not like that. But, oh, mate, that would have been not. Oh. Hey, Eve, how you doing? I don't know. I have Matt did ask me about going live, and I did send him the link. So I don't know. Don't really know. I've had this for a while, to be honest. I didn't wear it in New York. Just gonna say. Probably. I'm only wearing this because it's hot. Hey, these nuts. How you doing, man? Welcome in. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We are trying to hit 2.1k. We are 20 odd away from that. So you can help me out, guys. Share me out. Yeah, that's why I did have it with me, but I didn't wear it while I was out there. Yes, mate, it was. Apparently, it's from the Sahara, apparently. The last of the sun. Sorry, I've got songs to read. Because we hit, we're nearly at 2.1. Hold on. Let's get better chat up. See better. Wow, everyone's liking that video. 26 likes on it. If you could go over and drop a like on that video, that would be amazing. It said a 2 out of 10. Fair play. What was I doing? So yeah, part 2 will be out. I'll put it up this weekend for the members. If you remember, you will see it first, and then it'll go out on Thursday, as per usual. There are some members' videos if you want to go and watch them, guys. If you want to become a member. $14 likes. Let's get the likes up, guys. Hey, Decay UK. There's another member. Welcome. Thank you for being a member, sir. Thank you, Louise. You are amazing. Sure, I was waiting. Ah, okay, cool. If someone in the pipeline, I'll wait until the back. You ready, man? Are we ready? Here he is, guys.
Yeah, hiya, mate. I was ready, but I hadn't flipped my camera over, so I wasn't watching what it was doing. Yeah, let me just recolorize myself a minute. Boom. There you go.
Hey, bit of color. Bit of color in your cheeks.
Yeah, just trying to think now. That was Anchor, I think, that one in the background. And we just released the first part of Kingsway Telephone Exchange.
Mate, I watched it this afternoon. Fuck me, fair play to Jordan for going down and getting in there, man. Wow. But, I applaud.
You'll never guess what though. Second time we went there, I abseiled down.
Did you?
Yeah.
Fair play. Fair play.
Yeah, and we royally took the piss as well on the second visit, but this is the first visit. Yeah. Yeah, but people should have the jaws against the floor, because what's down there is crazy. Like, I stopped you right at the point where we'd done all the crazy shit to get in, and then it's like, boom, you don't get to see what's in there. It's like part 2, you will be. Yeah.
Well, I have actually, I've had a preview of it, so, but yeah, I will watch it again.
I did split it into 3 though. I split it into 3 parts because the total running time length is 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, no wonder. Yeah, yeah, bite size. That's what you've done there. Fair enough. Yeah, Liam said it's bloody massive.
Yeah.
No.
I have to get your
hey,
comment.
Safari, how you doing, man?
Hi, Liam. Hi, Mick. Yeah. I've just put a little thing on saying we're over here, so we'll have to see if the numbers go up now. Yeah, keep an eye on it. Right, I'm just uploading as we speak in the background. I'm uploading part 3 of Kingsway. So, so the members are going to get that trickled out over the next. Well, I'll put one out this evening, and I'll put one out tomorrow for the members, and then I'll start trickling them out then to the main channel. So yeah. It's also quite good to make sure there's no mistakes, because if they tell me there's mistakes, I can re-render it and stick it back up quite quick, you know. But yeah, But I think we're all good on it because I've watched it twice now to do the edit, which is, as you can imagine, that's 8 hours of watch time just to edit it, not including the edits, which take extra time to put the edits in. So you're talking like a 10, 11 hour edit this. So, yeah.
Play, mate.
Mm.
Play. But yeah, I seen most of it, and wow, when you first did it and you sent it to me, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
And fair play for tailing down, mate. You know, I know what you like with like stuff like that. Fair play to you. That was nuts, man. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah, well, we did try to get in there before, and when we went there, there just happened to be this mutant spastic brain fuck fart, you know, that we bumped into.
That incident, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, who had broken in there and was in the process of like gouging out and opening the door with a big long fucking screwdriver about that long into the fucking lock, which was off. Yeah, I mean, it was an incident. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Ugh. It's warm. That's all I'm saying. It's fucking warm.
Yeah. You look like a gang member. You're going to pop a cap in somebody's ass.
If they want it, yeah.
He's offering, folks.
Like I said, I didn't take this to America with me. Imagine I would have been shot.
Yeah.
It was in my suitcase, but I never wore it. I thought, you know, it's too risky. Yeah.
Plus, you look too white as well. Yeah.
It was a year ago this month.
A
year ago this month I was over there. How nuts is that? Yeah, September. Popped up on my timeline before this time last. Yeah, I was in Chicago now. I would have been in Chicago. Yeah. That's crazy. Time flies, man. But yeah, that video I just put up, that was interesting place. Very interesting. Apparently there's more tunnels, but we weren't allowed to go into that bit.
All right.
Because the actual guy who owns it was no, you're not allowed in there, I should be banned. I was like, all right, okay, fine, fair enough. Apparently it's airsoft. So they do airsoft in that bit. But all right.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Because it would probably be quite extensive if they were doing airsoft down there.
Yeah, apparently
massive.
I might go back there and might maybe ask him, can I just go and have a look around it?
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting place. Very interesting. Watching the footage back and you see things like, fuck me, I didn't see that. And that EVP was weird. It sounded like I got something or something like that. I was like, listening back, I'm like, definitely says something. That's what I got. Hey, Mark Lewis, how you doing, Matt? Looks like a member of a boy band. Oh, thanks, guys. Hey, Jamie, how you doing?
Yeah, what's all this business then? Birmingham Council bankrupt. I just read on the BBC, it says local authorities in the UK can't go bankrupt. Oh, so they're a company like everyone else, but they're not allowed to go bankrupt. So they get a notice often described as being effectively bankrupt, and then they're not allowed to sign off any new spending and must meet within 28 days to discuss next steps, which is like, yeah. So hang on. Birmingham, didn't you do a thing called a clean air zone, which I and most of the people in Birmingham never paid?
I never paid it last time. So bad.
No. I've had letters and bailiffs, coming round the bloody house and everything, and it's like, nope, not happening.
I've got a leg to stand on. Sorry,
not fucking happening. The day that we all start paying these ULEZ and all these bollocks, things like that, is the day we give in. And I'm certainly not giving in.
Hey, demon from the past. Welcome, mate.
And doing things like a clean air zone in Birmingham is just driving people away from the centre of the town. So that's money gone, money bye-bye, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you wonder why they go bankrupt then, isn't it? Yeah. Greedy money grabbers going bankrupt. There we go.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Mm.
But to fleece everyone. And then it backfires, and then that happens. What do you expect? Is there one in is there one in London as well? I'm sure.
What's that? What's that now?
Like a clean air zone, is there? Or is that?
Well, it's ULEZ, isn't it? It's ULEZ, and it was in the centre of town. In fact, there are 3 ULEZ zones in London. There's the one that's just been created on the outskirts of London, covering all of London, basically, yeah. And then once you go a little bit further in, then there's the middle ULEZ, and then there's the ultra congestion charge zone. So there's 3 zones. So you pay £12 on the outside, £12 to go into the middle, and another £15 to go into the centre. So that's like £45 to just go into the centre of London.
45 quid.
Yeah.
Oh, stick that up your rear. Literally. Who knows?
Per day. Per day.
Per day.
Yeah. Per fucking day.
Louise says a lot of the ULEZ cameras are being chopped down. Don't blame them. Fuck them.
Yeah, 90% of them have been disabled or gone. So they can't actually put it into action anyway. And also they found that there's a loophole. There's a loophole and people don't have to pay it because the signs are wrong. So the signs do not tell you when you're coming up to the zone. They tell you when you're in it. So it's too late then. So you don't get any pre-warning. So it's not legal. So people who challenged it have already had their fines overturned. So it's all unenforceable at the moment as well.
Zigzag clean air zone in Bristol too. Is it?
Yeah, never paid that. Yeah, £9 that is. To go round the road, which is the bypass road, which goes round the centre of town. You'd imagine that they'd keep the bypass road that takes you round the outskirts off it. No, you're in it. You're in it. It's like that bypass road. No, you're in it.
Jeez.
Cheeky wankers, mate. Absolutely cheeky wankers.
Cheeky bastards.
Yeah. Bristol have stopped sending me fines now because I've had so many over the years. It's just they've given up. They don't bother sending them to me now. He's just like,
hey, man. Duke's in the house. Welcome. But yeah, the other night, I do not remember coming home. Not to be very honest, I do not remember coming home. Oh, yeah. I mean, I appreciate the drinks, guys. I was very drunk. Yes, very. Yeah. Ran it off today. Wasn't too bad. We need Trump. Fuck off, Lewis. Don't need Trump. He's getting indicted, isn't he? Isn't he still?
Something's going through, yeah. Oh, but Birmingham are blaming their Birmingham are blaming their problems on a rise in adult social care, which is exactly what they said in Wiltshire. They said exactly the same. That's why they were putting more parking meters up. But that money, which is only supposed to be spent on roads, they were siphoning it off into the council funds. So they were like, let's get more parking all over the place. And it's like, yeah, but all you're doing is you're driving people away from doing shopping in the centres of towns. And when that happens, businesses go bust. And guess one of the second reasons that Birmingham is saying that they're suffering? Oh, because they are, what was it? Reductions in business rates incomes. Well, you know what that means? There are less businesses because they've gone bust. Yeah. So you ain't getting the rates in from businesses. You really want to attract people, don't you? And you really want to keep these businesses going to get the rates, don't you? No, you don't, do you? You don't. You don't give a shit. You just think this money's going to magically appear. And because it's not magically appearing, oh, we'll have a clean air zone, so we just charge you, you'll get the money that way. So instead of having like a couple of quids of parking, you'll have 12 quid, like zoom. And if the parking, would have to go towards roads, really, wouldn't it? Because, that but no, the clean air zone will go to the council. Yeah. Idiots.
Hello.
Absolute idiots. Short-sighted. They were supposed to pay 19 million for a computer system by Oracle, right? Oracle are a bunch of tosser wanker, charge you as much as they possibly can, right? So they put their database on Oracle. Well, that's a bad idea because now you're tied into one of the most expensive companies in the world. Yeah. And guess what? Instead of being 19 million, it's expected to cost 100 million. 100 million just to keep your documents online. Are you serious? Yeah.
It's the same where I live here. Half the businesses are closed because it's fucking business rates around here because the council's like, yeah, put the business rates up and watch them all fucking close. What do you expect? And then the fucking charity shops just come in and take them over because no one else will.
Yeah. Spasticus Autisticus is trying to send me food on a number he's already used in the past, which has been blocked. So you're actually going and ordering food on the same place as you tried before. Yeah. Do you not think that they're going to realize from the last time you tried to do it?
It's all right. I had some the other night, and bless them, they emailed me back saying cancelled. I emailed them back and said, "Listen, this wasn't me." But
no, but I mean, I don't even waste my time, speaking to them. But I mean, they're not stupid. These companies, they don't make the food and send it out. This is not America, right? Maybe he's been watching too many YouTube videos where the pizza guy will turn up with your pizza and wants some money off you on the door. Doesn't work like that in the UK. We're not stupid. You pay for the food, then it's made and you can pick it up or they'll deliver it. But you have to pay, right? So you can order £1 million worth of food if you want. Not going to get made. Fucking Spasticus Autisticus. Yeah. Which was a song by a certain band, if you remember. Spasticus Autisticus. Who was that then? Tell us in the chat who that was.
I wouldn't know, sorry. How you doing, John? Anyway, mate. Welcome in, dude.
I'm all right. I'm just very hot. Got a bit of a headache, so thought I'd say hello.
Hello,
right, mate. Do you know what? John should know
this.
Yeah,
you did.
Spasticus Autisticus. Spasticus Autisticus. Who sang that then? It's quite a famous band.
I want to say Macleod, but it's not them.
No. A bit more mainstream than that. All I'll say, right? Give him a chance.
Well,
I'll say, nah. Rhythm Stick.
Oh. Yeah. Oh.
Ian Dury and the Blockheads, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason Rowe got it.
Yeah, he got it. Yeah, well done. Yeah. He got in a load of trouble for that song as well, because even though he himself identified as a spastic and autistic, he was not allowed to sing about his own condition like that, They were like, no, you shouldn't do that, it's wrong. And it's like, well, no, I'm describing me. It's like,
Yeah, you're talking about like these councils, right? Yeah, obviously Birmingham's gone a bit bust. It's because if you look at it properly, their facilities must be absolutely shite. Their management system, because you need to like look around, but all they do is go, oh, we'll pay them X amount to do this, and they charge the earth because they know it's the council because they can get the money. That's all it is.
Oracle are one of these companies. What they'll do is they'll go, right, we'll give them a low quote, and then it'll be really hard to implement, and we'll just charge them loads more, and they'll have to pay because they're already in. Then they're in, so they're in, and they're not going to leave. No, what I would do if I was in the IT department, I would export all my data off those databases, and I'd say, right then, who can provide us a service that we can get running tomorrow, not over a year, tomorrow. And there would be companies out there that would do a far better job than Oracle, because Oracle are the biggest rip-off merchants. They are frigging rip-off merchants.
And it all comes down to contracts as well, because they'll say, oh, you can do this, we can do this, we can do that, and we can do that for you. And the person doing it will go, yeah, that's great. And then the other bits which you should really think about is just put to the side. And then when it all goes tits up, they go, oh, it's going to cost you to do that. Oh, it's going to cost you lots of money. Oh, you're going to thousands. And you're like, oh, fucking hell.
Bloody hell. Look at here.
They probably signed like a bloody 10-year contract with him as well. Like, hey, here he is.
No.
I mean, I'll still
Gav Master.
My time.
Wearing his Mirtha Massive gear. Just to blend in. Yeah. It's fucking Adidas all the way, in it. Fucking shell suits, man. Still fucking rocking it.
Spandex, isn't it? Spandex. Spandex, mate. Spandex.
Spandex all the way.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with spandex.
He's rocking his Go Faster stripes, look, folks.
Yeah.
Be revving up in a minute.
Oh, I'm surprised fucking the Welsh Parliament hasn't gone down the bloody plug hole, because they're restricting. They've gone down to 20 miles an hour now, haven't they, Gav?
Yeah, I was going to say it's 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Much around here now. So
in 10 days' time.
I'm sure nobody is going to do the 20 miles an hour on a big old street. No.
Jesus.
Well, so everywhere's 20 miles an hour is just a built-up area.
Every 30 is changing to 20.
Hiya.
Oh, hello, Jackie.
Oh, good.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi,
yeah, that is sad. Like, I mean, that Mark Drakeford, he said he was going to resign. He was wanting kids to eat insects. He was like, "Oh, get ready for this. This is coming, folks.
Yeah, I remember
this is coming.
Yeah.
Your children are going to eat insects at school for school lunch." And it's like the parents are like, "Mate, I tell you what, we'll come down there and fucking kick your fucking head in. Fuck off."
That's better.
Mark fucking Drakeford. And he talks about everyone should tighten their belts, and he's a fat fucker.
Hi, Quinn again.
He's fucking overweight as fuck. And he's telling everyone else they need to tighten their fucking belts up. Like, yeah, right, fuck off.
I'm a cunt on
If he told me to do that, I'd punch him in the bollocks. Cheap cunts.
You don't fucking drive either. You haven't got a driving license.
Hi, Damon.
You know.
No.
Jesus
so he's probably getting taxied back and forth to the Parliament every day, like a chauffeur-driven fucking taxi service. You know. Yeah, all paid for by the taxpayer.
Dark corners, yeah, I don't blame you, mate. I mean, I've got bloody bugs and I wouldn't fucking feed them to my bloody grandkids. Anybody tried doing that, I'd give them a fucking slapping. Cheeky bastards. Bugs, they are, I'm sorry, but playing roaches, crickets and all that, the smell, when they shit, that's why I clean them out. But the smell from them, no. And some of them carry an awful lot of bacteria in the guts. So, no.
Yeah, no shit.
So there's no fucking way. No.
Have you seen the latest about the college? They're talking about the universities and colleges this morning. They're saying, "Oh, why don't they all start selling vegan food only?"
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you sell vegan food only? It's like, why do you fuck off?
Yeah, I'd say the same. Gee.
Oh, because
That's why people have a choice.
No, but they're just going. They're saying like, oh, the amount of obviously the dairy and meat sort of producers adding to the carbon thing and all this bollocks, and it's like, well, hang on a minute.
It's bollocks.
Yeah, but it's the same if you have a lot of produce like for vegan stuff, like fucking hell, Piers Morgan said it. I can't remember what he was talking about now, but they're just killing the environment anyway. It's like you can't win this. It's just going to happen. It's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, if you're one of the farmers in the UK or the US or most of Europe, right, you use a lot of petrochemical products on your land to create green food. So hang on a minute, that petrol came from somewhere, and it had to get burnt and turned into chemicals, which you then put on the land, which then takes away a lot of the nutrients from the food because they're like fast growing. And then also a lot of the weed killers and the insect killers, like Roundup, that gets into your food chain. So you're eating Roundup, and everyone's saturated. We're all saturated. It's in our water supply. Roundup is in our water supply because of so it's not green. Green ain't green. No. Green's more brown than anything. Yeah. Yeah. At least if you get a cow that's eating grass, they're not putting Roundup on the bloody on the grass. They might be using antibiotics from time to time, but they have to let that get out of the cow before they put it back into the milk system. They don't give a shit about food, green stuff and crops. It's like, nah, you just eat chemicals. We don't care. Have some chemicals. Yeah, there you go.
I remember what it was. It was to do with obviously almond milk, but also to do with avocados, I think it was. And he was saying, well, hang on a minute, exactly what you said, Matt. They have all these fields full of avocados, they spray it with pesticides and everything else, right? So one that destroys the bees and the other insects, right? Which is needed. I mean, we all know bees are definitely needed, but they're becoming a bit endangered.
Yes, they are.
And then they export them from wherever. Well, how do they get? They don't do it all by fucking shipping, do they? They do it by plane. So what does a plane use? Aviation fuel. Oh, hang on a minute. Is that a big carbon footprint? I think it may be.
All right, yes.
Just a little bit, you know what I mean?
It's just total bullshit after these companies.
Bullshit, isn't it?
It is bullshit.
And people don't realise as well, jet engines are so refined. They're really quite efficient these days. Really very efficient. A lot more than a car engine is for per mile. When you consider how many people are on board and how far they're travelling, and you divide it and you say, well, actually, air travel's it's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's still adding to that carbon footprint that they're all banging on about. So, and all these oil protesters, everything they're fucking wearing had used oil at some point had to be made.
Oh, yeah, they're fucking stupid. They do my head, people like that. They need a good fucking punch in the head.
And then they glue themselves to the the tarmac. Oh, hang on a minute.
Oh, mate, what's the point?
Yeah, I know. And they paint over really expensive portraits as well. And it's like, really?
Some type of oil or processed stuff in it. So what? You're going, oh, no, can't use the oil. But we use the super glue, which has been refined and processed through a chemical, which will have oil in it somewhere along the line.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so
and those paints they throw on things and paints they throw on snooker tables. Oh. Paint is made by petrochemicals. My dad used to work. My dad used to work for BP, British Petroleum, and they produced the esters, and the esters are the basis of most paints. So where do you think paint comes from? But they throw paint around like, look, we're against oil. Let's throw oil on things. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like on another thing as well, you've got obviously we maybe not as much as we used to, but we still use paper every day, yeah. And there's a big thing. I used to do printing, and there's a big thing that to use recycled paper. Now I don't know if anybody knows how you use what you do with the recycled paper, but to make recycled paper, you have to bleach it, right? So in order to do it, you have to bleach it, use some other chemicals. So that then goes into the water system because it's obviously waste. They can't reuse it. So it's actually, all right, you're recycling, but you're not helping the environment. You're making it worse.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Nuclear power stations are clean. Well, Fukushima just dumped all its radioactive waste into the sea. And Britain has been dumping, and it's still doing to this very day. There was a small period where they stopped, but now they've gone back to dumping radioactive waste in containers into the Irish Sea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that too.
And they last about 2 years before they rust through, and then poof, it's coming out, and it's getting in the fish, and it's getting in all the things, and people are eating it. So they're eating radioactive materials.
Yep.
Well done.
Yeah.
Commercial shipping as well. Apparently, they produce more pollution than planes, cars, trucks, and houses put together.
And a load of vehicles sitting there with their engines running, not able to move because somebody's blocked the road.
Yep.
Probably uses more fuel than actually cars moving at their efficient speed of 50 miles an hour, which is the most miles per gallon you get. But you know, if you want to idle a diesel, which cokes up the exhaust and then produces a lot of smoke in the areas you stopped all the vehicles, well done. There you go.
Yeah.
The thing that pisses me off, I mean, like a climate guy on GB News the other day, he was saying, oh yeah, but we need to do all this. And Andrew Bridgen was there, one of these like renegade MPs, Andrew Bridgen, and he said we only produce 1%. Well, it's believed to be between 1 and 2% of all the CO2 emissions come from the UK, right? And we're like going into overdrive to get this 1 or 2% down to 1% or lower, right? And we're going into overdrive, whilst countries like China and India are ramping up their CO2 emissions. So as we go down, they're going up. So
we're not making any difference to the environment at all, are we?
It doesn't make any difference to the environment. We could go absolute zero, and China will have in 1 year. China increases its amount of CO2 by the whole of the UK in just 1 year. So in 5 years, they're at 5%. So that would be between half and 5 times the amount that we use. And that's what they're going to ramp up to in the 5 years. So if we go to net zero and we all pay in the pocket for this, in 5 years' time, there'll still be the same amount of CO2 going around because of China and India's growth. Yeah, so we can go net zero. They're not, so they're still going to be the same amount of CO2. And you try telling those countries to ramp it down and pay out of their pockets and overtax the people and charge them more for this and that. You try telling them that, they're not going to have it.
No, they'll just tell you to blow piss off instead.
And where do we buy all the goods from? China. So they all get shipped from China instead of getting made in this country. Like they say, homegrown produce, use homegrown because it's less transport on the roads. Yeah. Well, if you're talking electronics and clothing and certain types of food, it's all coming out of China. Brazil,
nothing's
China,
British produced at all, because I've got a thing like a badge upstairs, and it actually said British Rail, and it's like you've got nothing like that anymore. British Telecom.
Not for British Rail owned by France.
Owned by the French. Fucking
it's owned by the French.
Yeah, I think Royal Mail's owned by the bloody French at the moment. Our roads, a lot of roads and bridges have been financed by the French. A lot of nuclear power station stuff has been financed by France and China.
That's nuts.
It is.
I don't do anything over here, do we?
No, I don't think there's anything British bloody made because it's owned by other people instead. As soon as people decide they're selling up, some foreigner come along and be like, yeah, I'll buy that.
It's the same with food. We import most of our food over here.
Yeah.
Don't use local. You know, fucking New Zealand lamb. What the fuck? We're in Wales. There's fucking sheep everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But because of the laws in New Zealand, it's cheaper for them to produce it and ship it over than it is for a Welsh farmer because of all the red tape and all the crap, you know? Yeah. I mean, you know, we're buying all our electronics from China, yeah? So we don't really have any export tariffs into the UK from China, and America doesn't as well. And you know, like I think Donald Trump was one of the first persons to say we need to charge them a tax because guess what? Our stuff is taxed up to 50% going into China. Yeah. They don't want our goods. Keep them out. Keep them out. Put the tariffs high. Keep them out. But they're exporting to us, and we go, yeah, we want it cheap. Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in.
And you know what? Right. When that happened, because everyone was, I said this a long time, right? So the idea to do that is we'll tax them higher because that, you know, and they'll go no, because China won't have it. We'll lose all our products, right? And then Trump did it. He went, no, bollocks. You pay us, you make us, you know, pay what 50% more, whatever it is. We put our tariffs up high, and what happened? They made a deal, and it all went down a bit. Production was better. And then we had, as we know, we had a bit of another dickhead come back in, and it's all gone tits up again. But that's what you do, because what everyone just China's doing a massive exports, and they're basically saying, well, we'll charge you, but no one's got the bollocks other than Trump at the time to go, well, we'll charge you the same for your stuff. When you want stuff from us, we'll charge you. He had the bollocks to say it, and they backed down.
Yeah, because it means it makes American production more competitive then, because it's harder, it's more expensive to pay for the Chinese goods. So it makes it more attractive to keep them at home. And that's why they even did a deal to say, get Apple to produce stuff in the United States, not in China, because they were slaves working in factories to produce iPhones, and they're committing suicide in those factories. You know, they've got to work like 18-hour days and they've got to live in the factory, right? And then they're getting slave labor wages just to make your iPhone, you know, and then Apple are charging you like 1,000 or 1,500 quid for that iPhone, but it only costs like 200-300 to make. So it's just massive profits on it, you know, and then that's because it's made so cheaply in China. But Apple could still make it for like $500 in the United States and charge 1,000 or 1,500. It might cost a little bit more to make it in the States, but you've got to make it not the incentive not to want to make it in China because, you know, put the tariffs up. This is what tariffs were for. It was to keep things fair, you know.
Not anymore.
Oh, it's like, free trade, open market, free for all, you know.
Indeed.
But you know, the open market is gone now. Really, it's not because it become a big monster.
Yeah, China are literally in a position where they're able to say right now, you need us more than we need you. That's what China are trying to play this game with now. And it's like they need a bit of treatment like Russia's just had, which is like you want to expand and fucking take over countries and fucking get a bit clever. Right, we will stop trading with you. So you are banned. You cannot buy fucking iPhones now. Open a factory in the United States. Fuck off, China. Yeah. Get this stuff homegrown. We've got the fucking people who want to make it. They need jobs. Fucking pay them a proper wage. They won't be slave traded, you know, and they won't be working in hazardous conditions with poor, you know, like fumes and shit that they're breathing in, which is going to give them cancer. So their life expectancy is going to be very low. Yeah, they have to work in proper conditions. But we're literally just going, oh, it's great, all this Chinese stuff. It's not. It just makes a higher profit margin for companies like fucking Apple, who are producing shit over there, and companies like Dyson who moved their factory from the UK to China. Nobody should buy nobody should buy Dyson. You know, it's fucking just don't buy it. You know.
I got a Henry. Henry.
Because he always sucks with a smile.
Oh, always, mate. Always got a long hose as well, which helps.
I've got a Dyson. I've got a Dyson because I've had about 3 of them, and they've all come from the fucking dump. Yeah, where I've come along and fucking opened them up, cleaned out the shit, and they work fine. It's just people are like, don't work no more, need another. It's blocked up.
People won't try and fix anything. They're just unless the bloody motor burns out, then that's why I got over upstairs. I've bloody changed the hoses on it and everything, and it's had a new filter. I refuse to get rid of it because there's fuck all wrong with it.
No, if it works, it works.
Exactly. As long as the motor's going, I don't care. I can replace all the other bits on it.
Very easy to
bloody
find.
years.
But the amount of things you see thrown away up, you know, like in the recycling place, and it's just because people haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing, and like they just like, oh, well, there's nowhere to get it repaired anymore, or oh, that's going to cost, and will I trust it? Will I trust a repair? It's like, well, a repair might cost you £100, but a new fucking Dyson Hoover these days is going to cost you fucking 600, 700 quid.
Jeez. Oh, Tesla batteries are made in Nevada. All right, okay, didn't know that.
Yeah, they Panasonic did a trade deal with Tesla and put the Panasonic factory as part of the Tesla factory. Yeah.
Didn't know they were. I thought they were made. I was thinking they were made in China. That wouldn't have surprised
They will
me.
be eventually.
Yeah.
The Tesla
Tesla's-
battery, they're shit. Don't get me wrong, but like Tesla batteries, it costs more to make a Tesla battery and uses more resources than it does a normal battery. So,
well, the trouble is we're reliant on China for lithium because they've taken over large swathes of land to produce lithium, and you have to make lakes basically, and we're not talking one lake, we're talking like hundreds of lakes, you know, to produce lithium, and it's a fairly hard thing to mine. And it's fairly hard to produce. Well, the new batteries, which should be out in the next couple of years, aluminium, which is vastly abundant, and no lithium at all, just aluminium batteries.
All right.
Apparently they charge 5 times faster than a lithium battery, and they hold more power. So there is no reason. There's no reason now to be relying on lithium. So we don't have a dependency on China, but they've just got to ramp it up. They've got to fucking say, come on, aluminium's everywhere. We recycle aluminium cans every day. That's going to all be used in batteries now. But I bet you've never heard that. I bet most of you don't know about that. Yeah, that's the next thing. Aluminium batteries. Yeah.
And will they last longer? Will you have to replace them?
Well, you might have to, but I mean, the costs are going to be less because aluminium is abundant.
Yeah.
So, you know. Yeah.
clever stuff, aluminium. Yeah, it's clever stuff, aluminium, though, because it doesn't rust, it oxidizes. So it's, you know, all you need to do is, if you have a bit of aluminium and it looks rusty, but it isn't. It's just oxidized. You can rub it down. It's all better again. All nice.
Well, the beauty of aluminium is as well, from a recyclable point of view, is all you do is you strip the aluminium out and you melt it,
Low temperature.
And then it's back in a new battery. So when your battery dies, it's very recyclable. Whereas lithium is very hard to get out of batteries because it's all held on plastic cellular substrate, so you know it's very hard to get it off.
With lithium batteries, I mean, well, you said it, hit the nail on the head, Matt. You have to have it in like plastic things, and if you open that and it hits the air, bang. Aluminium doesn't do that. It just sits there going, "Ooh, this is nice. I'll oxidize for a little while." But lithium, it will just it reacts with moisture, so it will just go bang basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever open up a lithium battery, and as you unpeel it, it darkens. It just oxidizes straight away. That's it. Boom, gone.
Yeah. Reminds me of blood then, doesn't it? Because that oxidizes. It goes all.
What does, Jackie?
Blood.
Yes.
As soon as it hits the air, it starts, drying out, and yeah.
Yeah, because of the hemoglobin, but we won't go into that.
Yeah, I know, but it's still the same thing, though. It still changes. It still changes, though, doesn't it?
It does, yes, on a cellular level.
Don't you
Well,
bloody start it.
your blood is blue when it's running through your veins, but when it hits the air, it oxidizes and it turns red. So you see red blood, but when it's running through your veins, it's blue.
Oh, right. Okay.
Apparently.
I heard it's meant to be false, that, but whether it's true or not, I don't know.
I'll check it now.
Yeah, it is, but it's only when because it goes through your respiratory system and so forth, and so it does when it's got no oxygen in it, it will. It's not exactly.
No, it's an optical illusion. Yeah, sometimes blood can look blue through our skin. Maybe you've heard that blood is blue in our veins because it's headed back to the lungs. It lacks oxygen. This is wrong. Human blood is never blue. The bluish color of veins is only an optical illusion. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I had heard that it looked blue.
Yeah, I'd heard that as well. I'd heard it being disproved.
There we are. I've learned something tonight, folks. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Google is your friend. Yeah.
Not always.
And your enemy.
Yeah. They can talk shit as well.
Yeah.
You really can.
My blood is blue because I'm part of the negative blood group, though. They call us the blue bloods. We are apparently the reptilian superior race.
Are you rhesus negative?
Yeah. Rhesus negative.
You're the one. So basically, it's the one where we can't have other people's blood, but other people can have our blood.
Yeah. Negative blood can be given to any other blood type, and it's like a universal blood donor. But we are a minority of blood group, and they don't know how it exists in nature. They've never worked out why some people are negative blood groups, because it doesn't exist in monkeys. Monkeys are all positive blood groups, and we've developed from monkeys, and this is an offshoot, and they don't understand it.
Yeah.
And they don't take it into consideration when you have certain ailments as well, because like the drugs they give you can behave differently with people with negative blood groups, but they don't take that into consideration. It's like, no, one drug for everyone. And they don't they don't factor it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I knew that. That's why every time if I had any water infections or anything like that when I was pregnant, or even at the start of a pregnancy, they'd be coming at me with the bloody injection because of my blood group. And I'd be like, oh, God, here we go again. The bloody needle in the arse.
Yeah, I mean, I've not, because I don't wish to have any kids, but apparently there are incompatibilities with the blood groups of certain people. When they get pregnant, the baby will die unless they have injections. Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah. You don't even know this when you're shagging an Australian kangaroo. You just don't realize it. You can't have babies unless it has injections. Yeah.
Ejaculations.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, good. Yeah, not too bad for 6:40 in the morning.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Nah, it's all right. I got woken up about 5 this morning, so.
You got woken up? Why? What woke you up?
Well, Jackie.
Disney Plus.
Jackie Plus.
Go on.
Nah. My mate, the cattle truck driver, dairy man. Yeah, he often rings me up because he knows I'm usually up around then. Anyway, so he likes to have a chat while he's.
Uh,
Cow people, mate, they wake up early, so that's what I'll say.
Yeah. We usually call them milkman round because we've got some milkman round not far from here. So it's like, because there's some farms up here. So they do sometimes. I've actually heard the milkman up around here. I don't get the stuff from the milkman, but you do hear them, and they are ridiculously early. But I don't blame them really, because they want to get all the, you know, the milk out before the, especially if it's warm, because it will go off, won't it?
Yeah. Oh, this guy, mate, he deals at the other end. You know, he's dodging getting shit on at 5 o'clock in the morning at milking time.
Oh God, yeah. I actually did that as a work experience. Actually worked on a dairy farm, and I knew right away I'd be cleaning up shit, and I didn't care. It was great. I loved it, especially going around with the blue water jet and cleaning it all down, and it was great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, those days are slowly going though. They're all going automated with robotics and stuff, you know. So
I was just about to say, I had an engine failure, and my engine exploded, and we had to land, and I landed in a field, and I said to the farmer, you know, I said like, "Oh, really sorry. Do you mind us being here?" And he's like, "No, no." And we were chatting to him, and then I found out he had a robotic milking parlor where they come in with like a tag on their neck. So as they come in, it directs them to the right machine, and it goes, "Yeah, come along here." And it's like, then they go into the machine, and like arms come down and just go and just like suck on the teats. So you know, the farmer doesn't have to do it. Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, pretty nifty.
Just guide them in and let them do the rest. Oh.
Yeah, it washes the teats and sterilizes them. If one's infected, it'll actually pick that up as well, because I don't know, it's got sensors and all the rest. And the cows, I mean, they line up to get milk. They want to get that milk out of them because it hurts if it swells up too much. But they also get a bit of
down below, isn't it? So yeah, don't blame them.
Yeah, it's like when guys get blue balls, you know, it's the same thing. You know? And
you have to go to a milking parlour.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Go to a milking parlour. Yeah,
the cows are programmed, aren't they? They're programmed to just know to go in and be milked in the morning. They know it.
They love
just
it.
Like they head off by themselves. You don't need a milkman like herding the cows in. They fucking come.
Oh no, they do.
Yeah,
they're waiting. Yeah, they're waiting. And the funny thing is, they'll what do you call it? Because they get a bit of alfalfa and dry feed while they're getting milked. You know, they munch away on that.
Yeah.
And what they'll often do is they'll come out. They want more food, so they'll just think that they can come back in again, and to get some more food. And the microchip at the gate, you know, it senses it, and they're like, "Oh no." The computer system knows that the cow's being milked, so the gate opens but a different way, so it just sends them away, you know, so they can't get back in again. They think they're smart, but they're not smarter than the computer now.
Yeah,
but,
funny.
Yeah, I was just listening about what you're saying, Matt, about the aluminium batteries, you know, and the only way that was made possible was this new wonder. Technological nano material called graphene.
Yeah,
that is what's been able to make that possible. But you know those Panasonic batteries you're talking about. Last week, you know, my mum's, she's got a Lexus hybrid. Well, it's not hybrid. It's hybrid. Sorry, it's not electric. It's like a V8 and electric car. And the battery finally, the Panasonic battery finally gave out in the boot, which is the battery that's used to run the computer system and also start the V8 starter motor. And that battery, I worked it out, is almost 16 years old.
Wow.
Made in Japan. And I'm like, "Oh, where do you get those?" You know, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, they only sell them in Japan." I'm like, "What?" So they said, "Yeah, if you want another one of those, they have to fly it out from Japan." It's like, for fuck's sake, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
Well, the Japanese do make things well. That's one thing you've got to say about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, whereas China,
they put it on graphite. Graphene? Did you say? So that's carbon based, isn't it? That's quite clever.
Yeah, well, graphene is like it's graphite, but it's layered in a lattice that's like Yeah, it's almost like a
That's
perfect
it, yeah,
lattice.
in a different way, isn't it? You know, like a hexagonal way, probably, or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's able to put things on top of it and not destroy the actual base compound part. That's cool.
Yeah, it's really stable, and it's they reckon it'll be the next wonder thing. You know, that'll be in everything. You know, one way or another.
It's really strong as well. It's really strong. So they reckon that
I imagine it's strong, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they reckon if you build something out of graphene, it's got a higher tensile strength than carbon fiber. But I mean, carbon fiber is normally, it lines up, the atoms line up so that it's very strong one way, but not another. So it's very strong upwards, but not sideways. You know, and but graphene is hexagonal atoms, so it's strong in both directions, and it's stronger than steel. So it could be used, they reckon, to actually get space elevators, if you've ever heard of such a thing.
Yeah, like tether.
They can tether a weight in space that moves with the Earth, and then you literally can go up on a rope of this material into space, but they've got to make it very light. The material's got to be extremely light, you know, to actually so it doesn't get weighed down as it's going up, you know.
Yeah, I've seen a huge container of graphene, and the guy just picks it up, and it's just like an empty cylinder, cardboard cylinder with nothing in it, you know. You open it up and it's just all this fine, I don't know, how do you describe it? Like little tiny black thin pieces that are like thinner than paper, you know. Yeah, it's bizarre.
Like toner. It's like toner almost.
Yeah, like laser toner cartridge stuff. Yeah.
It's nanometer, was it nano whatever it is, thick, isn't it? So they can literally put the carbon or the atom of the graphene in a certain position in a certain way to make it stronger.
Yeah, it's graphite, but it's
they change the molecular structure of it, don't it, to make it stronger.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the principle of a bridge, I suppose. You know, like if you have a bridge and you have a curve in the bridge, and they obviously put structures around the side of it because it makes it stronger. Because if you just had a bit of bridge going across it, it collapse because of the weight of itself.
Yeah,
it's all to do with how they structure it.
Here we are. Aluminium batteries produce electricity from the reaction of oxygen in the air with aluminium. They have one of the highest energy densities of all batteries, but they're not widely used because of the problems with the high anode cost and the byproduct removal when using traditional electrolytes, you know, like lead acid batteries, you know, they're easy to recycle because you just tip out the acid and melt the lead. Yeah. Well, they're saying this is restricted their use to mainly military applications. However, an electric vehicle with electric batteries has the potential for up to 8 times the range.
Yeah.
With a significantly lower weight.
Yeah, and it'll charge in like 10 minutes.
Nothing. Yeah.
Wow. So do they still use acid then? Obviously, it's sulfuric acid in a battery. Is it?
Yeah.
So is that in the aluminium battery? Is it the same principle? I mean, I don't know.
No. What they're saying is compared to, electrolytes. Electrolytes are used in normal lead acid batteries. So you've got high anode costs, which is the material the anode's made out of, and then you've got the aluminium, which is cheap. But compared to lead acid, lead acid is cheap. Aluminium batteries are now quite expensive, but as you say, there's new production techniques, so they might be able to get the cost down. Once they fully crack it, and ramp it up into production, you'll have Teslas which are not doing 300 miles anymore. They're probably doing 1,500 miles on one charge.
Yeah, but there's also massive implications in electronics, like capacitors and things like that. That traditionally, electrolytic capacitors, they have a finite life, and then they shit themselves. They pop and they leak, and then they need replacing. And like you say, in the military and also in space, you don't want electronics like failing after 10 years. You know, you might want to send something on a mission that's longer than 10 years. And that's what I find a lot when I'm repairing pinball machines. You know, that once they hit over 10, 12 years, they start, you know, that's the first thing that starts popping on the circuit boards is the electrolytic capacitors. It's a pain in the ass finding out which one it is and replacing them.
Well, you can usually tell because the cap has a little groove cut into it that makes it a weak spot. So when the capacitor goes, it bulges. Yeah. That's one way of telling. Yeah. It doesn't always happen, but yeah, you're right. Yeah. Another way.
Batteries do like car batteries explode now and then. That's quite naughty.
Well, they
know somebody had one exploded in a car park. They literally went back to their car and it exploded.
Yeah. Have you seen the videos of the Chinese electric bikes and cars catching fire on a prolific scale, right? Because they're cutting corners with the way they produce them. It's not like Japanese technology, Panasonic, the way they say to do it. It's like, oh, we can do it cheaper than that. I'll be fine. And then produce like 10 million cars, which are all substandard and actually will catch fire, you know, and they are.
Yeah, BYD, that's one of the brands that just literally on a daily basis, they're just going up in flames. And sometimes it was one was in a storage. They were using, empty buildings to store all these cars. And one battery would start set off a chain reaction and just burn the whole building full of cars down to, you know, just and it's bloody hard to put out a lithium ion fire, you know, because it's got its own oxygen source. It's like a rocket engine, you know, a lot of heat, and then that sets fire to everything else in the car, then the whole thing burns, you know.
Yeah. So I'll be there in a minute.
I'm going to get another drink. Yeah. Interesting stuff, though.
All right, mate.
Yeah, they've got like paddocks of vehicles because it was a part of the green scheme over in China. You know, like shared cars. You know, like the scooters, but they actually but they have like compact cars. You know, so you just punch in the registration and you get just charge it to your Weibo account, you know, and you get in the car and drive.
That's ancient.
And well, that's what they use over there for everything, you know. It's for their banking, communication, the whole kit caboodle, social store.
Yeah, so their government can see what they're doing. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's right. The government can control and see everything that you do, you know. But these vehicles are like, because they were getting government subsidies producing these vehicles, they just produced shit tons of them, and then they just weren't needed. People didn't want them. Yeah. The whole thing was just because they wanted to look good on paper. You know, we've got X amount of, you know, hundreds of thousands of, of these green cars and all this sort of stuff, and it looks good on the world, to the world. You know, they're the world leaders of green technology. You know, but in actual fact, it's just nothing but pollution.
It's just nothing but like the size of London, just filled with unused electric vehicles. Yeah.
The whole bikes, scooters, and cars. You know, and these are just out there rotting, and eventually those batteries will start to fail, and then they'll just short out and go into a meltdown, and they start these huge fires. You know, and they just stand back and let it burn because it's probably just one way of getting rid of the problem, you know.
Serpent ZA did a good couple of videos recently, and apparently those videos have embarrassed, and China does not like egg on its face, so it's embarrassed China, and due to his videos, they've actually been changing their policies on electric vehicles and how they're funding them, you know.
And trying to clean it up as well. In other words, hide it. So they won't clean it up properly. They'll just probably dig a big hole and bury them, you know, or they set fire to them, burn them, you know. Or paint them green so it looks like grass from space, you know.
They're fuckers, the Chinese. I mean, they build whole cities that are empty. They build a whole city with just empty buildings. And they tell everyone to invest in it because it'll be great because when everybody moves there, but nobody's moving there. It's like with the electric cars and the electric bikes, they built them all and they were supposed to be for ride share schemes. Like the cars were meant to be like, oh, you don't need a car. You can just hire one of these and just drive it and then get out and, pay the money you've rented the car for. Nobody wanted it. No, it didn't take off. And that's why there's all these fields of electric vehicles because it's like nobody wanted it. It's just like, sounds good on paper, sounds green, but nobody's asking for it.
Yeah, it's like the motorcycles and scooters, like 50cc petrol bikes and stuff. They associated that with poor developing countries and stuff like that, and they wanted to be forefront leaders, so they just banned them. So the whole population was like, well, what the hell are we going to do? So then they go to scooters, e-scooters, and then they banned them, and then they said, oh, you need to have this, you need to have that, and then they try to force them into these ride share cars and stuff. But the whole system was just corrupt.
That's like over here, though, isn't it? Like you've got the e-scooters you can hire. You can't have your own one. You can't go and get your own one, but you can go and hire one.
Yeah.
I'll do it all the time, as you know. And and it's all bollocks because, like, if they really wanted to save people from fucking travelling in cars, they'd say, yeah, do it. Use your own fucking transport.
But that way they know where you go. Because if you're using a government-supplied vehicle,
Exactly.
they know where you pick it up.
Practice on every single one of them. Yeah.
Here's something
paranoia.
A lot of people don't realise is like Voi. I know this company does it. They're in Bristol, for instance. That's where they have their scooters. But a lot of people don't realise you can actually have one of those. You can rent it for a monthly fee, and you can have it in your house. So it's your own personal one. Nobody else can unlock it. You can park it, but nobody else can drive it. And it's yours, and you can keep it in the house, and they give you a charger as well. And it's like so you can get to work on an electric scooter.
Wow.
In Bristol, for example, and it's not expensive. It doesn't belong to you. And you still have to pay a little bit per mile, but because you're renting it, like the costs are reduced per mile you use it. But yeah, I mean, as an alternative to using a car.
Do they
I think because it's rented. If it's rented, I mean, if there's a problem with it, you give it back and they give you another one.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, the principle of it's good because for me, I think it's all right. I don't like it the fact the government do it with the GPS and bollocks like that, but I know that if I'm going to get a bus down the town, if I'm on the lash, it probably cost me £5-6 to get down there, right? If I use a scooter, it will cost me £2.50, and that includes a fee. It includes a £1 fee, and then it's like 18p a minute or something like that.
Yeah, it's 99 pence to unlock the scooter, and then per mile.
Yeah, then it's per minute. They do it by minutes rather than miles.
Oh, minutes. Yeah, that's right, minutes. Yeah, it doesn't take long, does it?
But to be fair, I mean, I fucking did it. I went right through the town, everything, just to see how what it's like. And I think it cost me like £3 just to sort of roam around for half an hour, just doing nothing.
Yeah.
But then you come across all the zones you're not allowed to go into. It's all big red marks around this. You scoot around the outside.
Wow, I've got some takeaways on the way, apparently.
Oh, great! Yeah, send them over to me.
Litchfield. Fucking hell.
Oh, that the fucking autisticus spasticus fucking orders them from foreign countries. I get fucking like Spain. Like Spain, the Netherlands, like in fucking Italy, like going. Do you want your food?
Oh, in your name, John. It's in your name. It's my email.
Do you think that like when you're in Spain and the address you're meant to be delivering it to is in the UK? Do you think that's going to happen?
I've got a kebab coming. What have I got here? Let's have a look. Oh, bloody hell. That's a lot there. They've ordered me sirloin steak as well, thanks. And
sirloin steak.
Cash on collection. Stoke-on-Trent.
Yeah, I got one of them.
Yeah, you'll get it by about 3 a.m, John. Yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
son.
I mean, it's only going to cost the driver who's going to bring it there, even though that these companies only deliver within a mile, usually a mile or 2 miles of where they are. But like, what, he's going to have to go 100 miles to get it to you. So he's going to spend what, like 60 quid in petrol to get that to you and back, 60 quid. So, but you're going to get a free delivery on that, are you, John? It's not going to happen, is it? But the spasticus autisticus don't realize that because they's dumb. Yeah.
But the thing is, they've ordered a tikka masala with a plain omelette and chips. That don't go, does it? Come on.
Oh, fucking hell.
And I don't want lasagna tonight. I'm not up for it.
Whoops.
Yeah.
I must be a fat bastard with the amount of stuff I've got on here. Wow.
Nah.
I got 10 16-inch pizzas on the way, apparently.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Dark Corner says that Temu keeps on sending him ads for a £3.99 drone. I've seen adverts where they say this drone is free. This drone is free. But you know what they want is for you to sign up, give them a password, give them your name and address, give them all your details, and it's like, well, actually, the drone is free, but to deliver it is like £80.
Yeah, it's about right. It's always a bit.
You know
what?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, shipping from China is free, so that's bollocks,
Yeah. I saw an ad and it was for like one of these mini drones. I thought, oh, that'd be all right. I actually ordered it. It was about 20-30 quid. I thought, all right then. You know what turned up? A fucking Ben 10 baby grow.
Oh my day.
10 baby grow.
What the fuck is that?
So I went through PayPal, so I cancelled it. I cancelled it. I phoned them up. I phoned the company. They went, "Oh, it's going to cost. You have to pay postage to send it back. It'll be about 15 quid." I went to send back a baby grow.
Fucking give you the money because you didn't ask for a baby girl. You got no babies in your house.
But I even contested it with PayPal, saying that it was all sent correctly. So I just sent photographs and all the delivery stuff to PayPal. I went, they're talking bullshit. I've got my money back in about a day.
Yeah.
Cheeky sods.
I had a windscreen repair kit, 2 for 6 quid. Good value, and they do work. I've used them before. Like if you get a bullet on your windscreen, you can just do it, and it erases a lot of the bullet, and you just have a little dink at the end of it. Like it's quite good. Anyway, in the package they sent these weird things. I'm like, what is that? It's 1.5 grams. Put my glasses on. It's cyanoacrylate. Oh. Well, cyanoacrylate is super glue.
Super glue, yeah.
But it doesn't say super glue on it. And I was like, so I wrote to him, I said, do I need super glue for this repair? Because you put like 2 super glues in there. And they came back to me and with this like long email saying, we value you, customer. You are a brilliant person. We love you. And thank you for all your positive feedback. If there's any problems, just let us know and send us a photo of the problem. So I sent them a photo of the super glue. And I just said, is this required for the repair or not? So they replied back to me again and they said, dear customer, we'd like to send you out, because of the problem that has been caused, some free super glues. And I'm like, jeez, right. That's what I'm fucking asking you. Why? It's a free gift. It's obviously it's a free gift, but it's like, it's fucking confusing because it's like, and then you want to send me more. I'm just like, no, don't send me any more. We're all right. I'm gonna guess that it's just a free gift. Fuck off.
It's because they're using Google fucking Translate, and Google Translate just comes up with gibberish in Chinese. So they're like, fucking, they got no idea what you're on about,
Yeah.
Translate.
Jesus.
So
you know how you were saying about John, restriction of like, oh, you can't go here, you can't go there with scooters and stuff. They're over in China, they're doing that with fucking Teslas, and in America, they're doing it with BYD, that which is a Chinese EV vehicle. And yeah, like there are certain areas, like if you're near a military area or a particular road that there's something sensitive, it just has a sign saying no Teslas allowed, because those cars record everything in 360 degrees with cameras. And the Chinese are using their electric vehicles to spy on the US and other countries as well, because they know
they don't like competition.
Well, no, they just they want to see. Oh, if somebody, let's say a person in the military has one of these Chinese hybrid or electric vehicles, and he drives to work, they can see inside a military base because they get access to the cameras and all sorts of sensor feedback, you know, and also going through gates and things like that, security. It's the same in the
watching you punch in, hold your ID card up, and then they've got a photo of your ID card. Fucking and the same with the cranes that work on shipping docks and stuff. Those huge cranes and stuff. Apparently they've got all sorts of sensors on these Chinese cranes that the US are using, and it tells the Chinese what they're loading. You know. How much it weighs, its destination, all of that information. And it's a huge, when they're mobilizing military equipment, the Chinese are going to be able to see what they're doing, where they're moving it, how much it weighs, what's in it, you know, all sorts of information. And then the other one was security cameras that have built-in. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Matt. Yeah, HK cameras. Yeah.
They basically they give them a direct feed. You know, it's expanding their overseeing of all things worldwide, basically. You know, by installing these cameras, especially if you put them in your house. I mean, they can see inside your house. You know, but more or less, they're more interested in government facilities. You know, in sensitive areas. You know, of government and military. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And that shit, you know, Huawei. I've actually, I did have a portable Huawei router, and I just binned it because, I was told that. Oh yeah, everything.
I used to have one of them, but I got rid of it.
Everything you surf online with that Huawei, it's like a 4G portable router. It's pretty small, slimline, and anywhere with this cellular network, you can get, you can set it up as a hotspot. They're really handy, but don't buy a Huawei one, you know, because everything you do on there.
Trump banned them, didn't he?
Yeah,
and then the European Union. And the European Union banned Huawei. They said, no, you're just spying on us. No, we don't want it. And it was like all the cell phone towers were all Huawei and 5G. Yeah. So they stripped them down. They said, no, we want a more secure company to replace it. Throw all that shit in the bin, scrap it, you know, drive over it with a tractor, you know, get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Drive over with a tractor.
And this is why you can't buy a lot of Chinese phones with 5G on, because they've not been allowed the technology. It's restricted. They're not allowed it. They've got their own 5G, but it's not allowed to be part of our 5G, so it's not compatible. Yeah.
Stupid encryption. Yeah.
Oh, yes, silly.
It's crazy, you know, all this stuff like fridges, TVs, all this stuff being produced in China, you know, it all has that tech in it, you know, to monitor. Yeah.
I was just thinking as well, because a lot of phones can be used. Google have done this. Google have been naughty. And I think Apple as well. What they do is they sniff the Bluetooth and they sniff the Wi-Fi of wherever you are, and they send all the Wi-Fi data of location and identity back to the companies. So they then build a map. They go, oh, we know whose Wi-Fi that is. We know whose Bluetooth that is. And we know where they normally are active. And we know where they normally live and where their house is. And so if you're on a military base, it's going to pick up all the military Wi-Fi, all the military Bluetooth. So it's going to know people. Then they're going to build a map of who the staff are who work at the base by their by their Bluetooth signals and their car and their headphones and everything. They can, and that's why China was flying the balloons over the States, and they said it was for listening, it was for sniffing all the signals. But the thing is, if you got a car driving into a military base, you've got a sniffing device right there, as you said.
That's
Brilliant.
right. Yeah. And all this there's all this software written in the code that there's millions of lines of code in those cars, and there's all kinds of intelligence gathering stuff hidden in there. I mean, even my iPhone will tell me, when I'm going to work, it knows like where I work, because it knows where I go every day, and it will tell me like, oh, it's so many minutes to get to work this morning with the traffic.
Mine does that. It's a bit.
Mine does that as well.
Yeah, that's right. And that's like, well, is that really necessary? And if it's telling me, well, then obviously it's telling, Apple
too.
Yeah. And where does that all get? That all gets stored in a cloud, and AI will, sort that out and build a pattern.
Thing is, the phone
and then they keep trying to bring these fucking 15-minute cities in, so basically they're trying to see how much you're using, aren't they?
The phones will Bluetooth is quite a nasty technology actually, because it gets used for advertising purposes. And in towns, when you walk into a town, they have secret Bluetooth sniffers, so they can work out where you are and where you're walking around and how long you stop by a building. And then they can work out, oh, he stopped by this building for a bit of time. He obviously likes that building. Oh, targeting with ads. Yeah. And people have got no idea about this. But imagine, right? You standing next to 5 other employees. So it's sniffing their Bluetooth. So it knows who your employees are as well. It knows you work with these people. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People got no idea.
I had an app on my phone called Stowcard. And Stowcard, you could like all your loyalty cards and stuff like that, for Rebel Sports or something, for shoes.
Oh yeah.
All your bloody cards, you take it, basically scans them and stores all the information in there for you, and the barcodes and everything. So when you go to a store, like your usual place you go, you can just press it and it'll give up the barcode, and you can just scan it to get your rewards and all the rest of it. And I started thinking, what the fuck's going on? Because like I'd park next to a liquor store to go to these shops, and all of a sudden straight away I'd start getting pop-ups, saying, oh, if you there's a special on at the liquor store. And I'm thinking, how the fuck does it know I'm right next to the liquor store? Then I realized, it's Stowcard that's doing this. And then I fucking deleted it, because it was just targeting marketing and advertising based on your GPS location and your memberships with these sorts of rewards cards.
A friend of mine, a former friend of mine who was a hacker, got flown out to India to show them how to sniff Bluetooth, and sniff all the Bluetooth stuff, and it was literally for advertising. That's what they wanted it for. So they designed a system for that, and he was showing them how to do it because he knew all the ways to kind of like access Bluetooth that doesn't want to be seen, and sniff the airwaves to kind of like get the frequencies even though they don't want to be discovered. So he went out there and he said India's idea behind this, the idea they had was literally, and it's very much like Minority Report.
I was just thinking Minority Report.
It's literally everywhere you go. As you walk down the road and you hang around by a shop, instantly a pop-up comes up through Bluetooth. It's a push pop-up, and it goes, you're having this pop-up whether you like it or not, and it would go boof.
Hello,
you're hanging around by this store. Bang.
Come inside. Mr. Williams. There's we've got a special on, orange sportswear,
He was working on that maybe 10 or 15 years ago. So it's it's all in there now. It's all fully in there.
But and it's like those Apple tiles and stuff, they all utilize the Bluetooth networks to locate other people's devices that have been stolen, using your phone or your Wi-Fi, and just
But Google records your sound, doesn't it, as well? It records snippets all the time.
Yeah, so if you start talking about something, 2 minutes later, it pops up.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you could,
yeah.
and it actually records snippet. There is a website, Google website, believe it or not, really, which you can actually go onto it and you can listen to the recordings that they've done, which is a bit scary.
Yeah. There is. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about too. Yeah, that's with
You
Alexa.
do
And
it
shit.
without you knowing. I think you can opt out of it, but who knows if they still do it or not. But yeah.
Well, has anybody ever bothered to go into Google and privacy and actually go through it to the point where it actually plays back all your voice recordings of voice things you're searching for, like Bristol,
that's what John was saying,
Museum, Bristol, and all the recordings are there, and Google analyzes them to learn your voice and your voice patterns to create a voice fingerprint. A voice fingerprint, for you. Jeez. So in the future, because Google is the NSA, always has been. I keep saying this to people, right? Google is the NSA because they had the voice print technology first. They just wanted to roll it out into a commercial sense so they could capture everybody, not just targets. You know. So now they're getting your phone to do the heavy lifting for them. They're getting your phone to digitize it, right? It transfers it to Google. Google just sifts it and then produces the data, you know, and like everything you've ever said to Google is all recorded, and you can go back. And I've said some stupid things to Google in the past because I've been pissed
really?
off. It's got things wrong. It's got things wrong. So I've been like, fish and chips devices, and it's like, what did you say? He thinks you said like fishing flips, and I'm like, no, fish and chips. So you've got all these like different samples where you've tried to fish and chips. Fish.
Did you say shit and lips?
Yeah. And it's voice analyzing you the whole time. And they say to you, we keep this data, but you can delete it if you want to. But there's a whole history of what you've searched for by your voice, not just by text. Text is easy because you get it right because you make sure it's spelled correctly, but by your voice as well. And it's like, it's amazing. I mean, like, I got angry with Google a few times and I heard myself back shouting like, fuck off, you cunt. Suck my cock. Suck my cock, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah. And I'm like that, right? Fucking, I'm just like, I'm like, can you understand me? Can you actually get my voice right? I tell you what gets your voice really right is YouTube.
Yeah.
They're very... You try to get the voice right on the phone, right? And it's very often wrong. YouTube subtitles it really fucking clever, which just shows you how good it can be when they implement it. It's like they get it wrong on the phone because they don't want to let you know how good it is. So it gets it wrong a little bit. It's like, oh, made a mistake, sir. It's like you watch YouTube subtitling. Fucking very good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So. I still see a lot of mistakes though, especially if it's like not American British or
I bet fucking YouTube has a problem with Gav.
Oh mate. Fucking hell.
Oh mate.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that, mate.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Google sat nav. Merthyr Tydfil, and he's like Muffer Tide Phil. Muffer Tide Phil.
If I speak to Google Maps, easier to type it in.
Yeah, I kind of
I bet it's thinking, God, hey.
Oh dear. Looking for something at the moment. Oh my days. What's that from?
Yeah, but I found out even my fucking fridge. What the hell brand is it? LG. Yeah, LG fridge. I found out that's got a fucking microphone in it. I mean, I know the fridge is Wi-Fi because I can control it and tell it to. I can set the ice maker to go to party mode, and just start pumping ice out and change the temperature. And if it. I've been interstate and had to ring Jane up and say the fucking fridge door's not shut properly, And she goes, "Oh, really?" And she goes in there. "Oh, yeah, it's not shut properly, yeah." And it wasn't. It was shut enough that it wouldn't go ding 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 ding
Oh
ding.
yeah, the sound that they make. Yeah.
It was just like,
But
tiny
it was open
little-
enough.
Yeah.
It was open enough that the fridge worked out that it's like working too hard to keep the temperature, and said that, And so I fucking rung her up, and she's like, "How did you know that?" I'm like, "The fucking I've got an alert on my phone that the fridge isn't shut properly." It's like, for fuck's sake.
I'm not shut. I'm not shut.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I found out that there's and they said that, like, because I looked into it a bit more, and it says, "Oh no, the microphone's just for people who don't have Wi-Fi. If you need to do a diagnostic, they can do it over the phone, and you can ring up Sam's LG, and they'll say, 'Oh, just hold the handset, open the fridge door, and there's a little hole, and you can just hold the handset of the phone up to the hole, and then it just starts making fax noises, like the old school modems, kind of fucking, and the fridge will just talk, and then the fridge will talk back through that hole, like through a little speaker. There's a speaker, or the microphone acts as a speaker. I don't know, and but yeah,
sounds about right.
I think I'm fucking hell. This is crazy shit.
Well,
I'll go.
Right. Okay.
Go get a sewing needle and jam it in there. Fuck that fucking microphone up. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I know. I'd fucking throw it through the
Don't
window.
blame you, mate. I don't want people fucking listening in.
I know.
Well,
Especially in a fridge.
More
Come
listening
on.
devices, eh?
you all saw how pissed off I got with the fucking Forwards Festival. Well, guess what we got going through the UK Parliament right now?
Go
the
on.
energy bill, which
Yeah.
is one of the primary. Yeah, here we go. Exactly, John. Yeah, the primary fucking thing is right that they're going to introduce enforceable fines with a 1-year jail sentence if your house that you own, not rented, if you own your house and it's not up to the required fucking energy standards, £15,000 fine or 1 year in prison.
Yep. That was on.
They're only going for people who own houses because, of course, they've got collateral. So if you don't pay it, they'll take your house.
Yeah.
They'll make you homeless. They'll just take it. There you go. And they're literally going for a grab now. Net zero. You will comply. You'll have smart meters. You'll have smart devices.
Whether you like it or not.
Everything in your house, whether you like it or not. And we'll come in your fucking house and we're going to check that you're fucking not lying to us about what you've got in your house. We want to see what you've got. Yeah, and they want to come in through your fucking door now, check all your fucking shit is all compliant. Yeah, otherwise £15,000 fine or a year in prison. Yeah, ching ching, ching.
What about
the
government houses?
Fucking
oh no, they get away with everything. Then
the government houses
priority, aren't they?
They're going to put the government in jail for 15 months or a year.
Are they balls?
That shit.
That was on Thinking News, weren't it?
That shit is not going to get passed through the Lords because we have a two-tier system where it has to pass through the House of Commons. They've all voted it in, and the House of Lords will go, fuck off. Yeah,
but Matt, you know what happens after that?
There'll be a lot of fucking problems and riots and fucking trouble. Right, there's going to be a lot of fucking trouble because people are not going to be told like they can't fucking what they can and can't do in their own fucking home. Yeah.
It goes to the Lords, but then if it doesn't pass in the Lords, it goes back to the Commons for them to debate it again, and then it goes back to the Lords again, and it keeps going. There's a certain amount of times they can
ping pong.
Oh yeah, until they get what they want to hear.
Well, the House of Lords is bullshit because it doesn't do fuck all other than like most of them are just hereditary peers with fuck all knowledge of the real people. But
they can block ridiculous fucking things like this, which is going to criminalize probably about 50% of the UK population overnight. Yeah, that's not going to fly, right? That's not going to fucking fly. No. Yeah.
Well, there's the Nazi state here in Australia, Victoria. They're saying that all new homes now will have to be built with no gas.
What?
No
What?
gas supply. Absolutely no. Everything has to be electric.
What the fuck?
Because gas produces CO2. Yeah. But how do they fucking produce the electricity? Well, gas.
Yeah, exactly. So
Because the sun only shines intermittently, and the fucking wind only blows intermittently, and in between you got to fucking burn gas. But they're like, "Oh, we need the gas for that," and you can't have it, And it's like, what the fuck? It's just insanity. Yeah.
It's monopolizing.
Yeah,
That's what it
definitely.
is. Just fucking taking over.
Yeah.
Full of shit.
Don't buy your energy cheap. Buy it from us, expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go live in the woods. Like,
it's
fuck
fucking
it.
cheaper, isn't it?
Shit, yeah. I can do that. I'll jump in the car and in 2 hours out in the middle of fuck nowhere,
Yeah.
Like
Can
a friend of mine,
imagine.
they just bought £1,000 of wood, but that lasts them a year. Yeah, but they've got a wood burner, and yes, it's not environmentally friendly because it's producing CO2. But guess what? Trees are renewable. You can plant them. Plant some fucking trees. Yeah. Instead of talking about subsidies for this and subsidies for that, let's regreen the fucking United Kingdom.
Yeah, and trees can be used for things,
Yeah.
like wood and paper, and and they that absorbs carbon. You know what I mean? Planting trees.
Most of the United Kingdom was a forest.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and it got turned by people into houses and industry. Now they need to replace the forest, and then we'll be one of the fucking greenest countries in the world. Replace the forests.
Did you see those anti-oil protesters that were across the highway heading out to that Burning Man festival? And they blocked the highway, and there was like 4 miles of traffic, and everyone was just screaming at them. And there's these fucking idiots. They'd barricaded the road with a couple of trailers and chained themselves to it. And there's this brilliant footage of this. It's a state
Is that
trooper.
where they fucking dragged them off?
He just drove right through it.
Straight through the trailer.
He just went through the trailer just because they got those
through the trailer.
Oh, God. That must be fucking funny. I've seen a few
I
with it.
haven't seen
People
that.
are
No, I haven't seen that.
these people doing stuff, and they just fucking drag them off now. They don't care. They've had enough.
Yeah, it was like right out in the middle of the desert. All these people were trapped on the road for miles and miles of traffic, and they had people are saying there's no water. We're like stinking fucking hot, and like you're trying to protest against oil, and we've got like big V8 trucks going, with the air conditioners going because they can't move to get to where they need to go. Yeah, and eventually the cops are like just had enough, and they just drove right through it and just
I've seen that one.
Flying.
Yeah, I've seen it. Was it a big white truck or something like that? They did it.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Yeah,
that was a state trooper in a utility.
Who were filming it. Oh, did you see that? No, fucking missed it. What do you think, you twat? Well, what are you going to do? A fucking trooper's just gone through it. Oh, we'll have to tell them off now. Well, you can't, can you?
Yeah, the protesters just kept screaming out, and he was foreign as well, and he's like yelling out. He was yelling out like, "Due process, due process." And so
I'm watching it now. Mate. It's amazing. I'm watching it. It's amazing.
And then they dragged them off and locked them all up as well. So
fucking right.
Fucking time.
Fucking right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. One time when oppressive power in the United States is got a thumbs up from me. So
people are just sick of all these bloody tossers now. They're just like, nope, not doing it anymore now. People bloody need to get to their jobs or hospital or somewhere important. Little tossers just throwing themselves on the floor.
If you can't get to a food or water supply because you're stuck on the road because of these dickheads, this is putting the lives at risk. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They don't care. Protesting.
There could have been children and pets and people and everything. That's like they don't give a fuck.
Those guys on the just stop oil process. The protesters. They had like some weird convention, and these guys infiltrated it, and they got all these balloons with a rape alarm on it, and they put it like helium balloons into this big high ceiling, and let the rape alarm go off.
That was in a church.
Completely, yeah, in the church. That's it. Completely destroyed.
Yeah, they
I
come
never
in like,
seen
you know those
something
ones
like
that, you know those ones, Matt, that they wear the red shroud and they paint their faces white and they look
Oh,
like
yeah.
freakazoids, you know, and they're like, oh, and they went into this church, and then they let up all those helium balloons up into the ceiling with the rape alarms going, and it totally
Hey, Frank.
disrupted the
Yeah,
church.
fuck
Right,
over
Frank.
their events for a change. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've infiltrated the queue. They're wearing the orange shirts and all that, but instead of saying like "stop oil," it's like "stop being twats" and stuff like that. And they're literally in the crowd, and no one noticed.
yeah, that's it. How
Okay.
do you like a bit of your own medicine, you know? Fucking hell.
Yep. Oh dear.
Is that a Family Guy T-shirt or a Star Wars T-shirt you got on, John?
That's a Family Guy, isn't
Family
it?
Guy. Oh, but it's
Family
done
Guy.
like Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
right,
it's crap.
That's
Is
such a good series. For play.
Yeah, I've
So
got
fun.
that on DVD. Got it.
Something dark side.
Yeah, I've got that, and I've got a few others of them. The DVDs.
It's a bit of trivia. You know, when the Family Guy, they did the Star Wars one first
Yeah.
off.
The whole
So
story.
They
The
called
whole
it
story
Blue
from start to
Harvest.
end.
Does anyone know why?
Say that bit again.
Right, when they brought out the Family Guy spoof of Star Wars, the first one was called Blue Harvest. Does anyone know why?
I did know, but I've forgotten.
No, so
Yeah.
Nah.
Anyone in the chat? I'll leave that with you just to think. No Googling.
I'm not Googling. Don't worry. Honest. No,
Yeah, go on, quick bit, Brady. Quick, Google.
I'm not Googling it. Blue Harvest.
I'm surprised at Matt. I thought you might know it.
It's nothing to do with blue waffle.
Hey,
Well,
Don't Google that where you can't. You
No,
can't
don't Google that. No.
oh, please do.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I Googled that. I made one of my friends throw up. It was like, yeah.
Yeah, he peaked.
Oh,
That's
he
up
gagged.
there with glass. Was it Glass Hugger or something? That's not good.
Ass tube.
Someone's got it.
Dark Corner's got it.
Yeah.
Blue Harvest was Star Wars' original name.
That's
Yes,
it, when it was in production.
Yeah,
Oh.
they hide the
Bloody
title of
hell.
what it's really about, so people don't know what the filming is really for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a stooging. You know, yeah, they're just stooging it. Well, funnily enough, you know, some movies in the US, like back in the 90s, quite often movies would have a different title in the US than they would in Australia.
Yeah, they've done it in over here as well. A few
I
times.
heard
Yeah.
that, yeah. So,
Yeah, I suppose
there's
Australia and the UK probably had the same title, and in the US it was a different
with,
title.
there was one with what's his name? Jet Li. I think Bob Hoskins, believe it or not, was in it. But I can't remember what it was over in Britain. But in America, it was called Danny the Dog.
Danny
So I
the
Oh, is
watched
that
it.
Unleashed?
That's it, Unleashed. Yeah, but the American version was Danny the Dog.
Weird.
Which was,
the dog.
yeah,
Yeah, I've got a few Jet Li films.
that's a good film, actually. Believe it or not,
It
I
is.
quite like that. Yeah.
I love me action films like that.
I think it was Bob Hoskins in it, wasn't it?
I can't bloody remember it. Or Bob Hoskins.
I'm sure it was him.
Yeah,
Not watched it in a while.
Here's a classic one. If anybody wants to watch a really funny, interesting vampire movie, it's called The Fearless Vampire Killers. It's by Roman Polanski, who was rather shamed for his hanging out with young
Tate.
girls.
Young
Yeah.
people, yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
The other title. Yeah, The Fearless Vampire Killers had a different title. It was called Pardon Me, But Your Teeth Are in My Neck.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that before. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
how very British.
Yeah.
Oh, very British of you.
It's very funny. It's a funny movie. It's really funny. If anybody's not seen it, go and check it out. For the 1970s, I think it was. It's like very funny. 1967. Oh, it's 19. It's
Bloody
not
hell.
even. It's 1967.
Wow.
But you watch it. It's fucking spot on comedy.
56 years
It's
ago.
funny as fuck. Yeah. And it's really good. Pacey. It's very pacey. That's all I would say. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh mate.
Yeah. Check it out, folks.
What was it called again?
The Fearless Vampire Killers.
Fearless Vampire Killers, yeah.
There's fucking gay vampires. There's fucking romping. There's just wrong.
Okay.
A lot of it's
Now
just so
I know why
wrong.
you're trying to tell me to check it out.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah. No, it's like the vampires. They're all sort of like so like we're so intelligent, but we're also very gay. It's like okay, whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
I've come to suck your dick.
Yeah. It's funny. You can see where so many American vampire movies have tried to build on some of that sort of like comedy, sort of like tongue-in-cheek elements in like some of the big movies. But it's like you can see that this is the birth of a cheeky vampire movie.
Yeah.
Jacob's just ruined my Sesame Street there. The cow. I've got the cycle dick. Ha ha ha. Wow, no.
Yeah. Wild
Oh,
cock.
no.
Cool cocks. Ha, ha, ha.
It's
My
got the
childhood's gone down in
vampire and Van Helsing, like going, toe to toe. But it's like, like the vampires are like super powerful, but Van Helsing is very cheeky and like he kind of knows their ways. It's just really, it's fucking brilliant. It's funny as fuck.
Okay, now. You sort Simon out, Jackie?
Hey, yeah, he's going to be getting some rubbish. We've hired a thing to take a load of rubbish away because obviously we don't have a car. So we do things like hire skips or big things to take stuff away. So obviously our bins get quite full. But unfortunately, I've had an escapee in the bed in this room. I don't know where the fuck it is.
An escapee? Who's escaped?
What is it?
A big snake.
Yeah.
Big snake got out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dance of the Vampires was a musical. Argument has just said it was a musical spin-off from the Fearless Vampire Killers. They made a musical out of it as well because it's just funny as fuck. Yeah.
So I'm going to leave a track for it in a minute because I've got food for it. So it's probably fucking hungry, the little shit.
Yeah,
And it can't
I
get out of
guarantee
it. There's no gaps in this room.
It'll be somewhere in a dark corner. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he won't
I've lost
be
snakes
far.
heaps
He
of
will
times.
not be far. He's too big to get through. He is too big.
Yeah.
If it'd been one of the smaller snakes, it would have been different. But it's my own fault. I didn't fucking close the enclosure properly when I checked on him. So he's in here.
No, they are Houdinis.
I can hear him. I can hear him in here. So
Yeah,
I keep
snakes.
that's why I keep turning the sound off and I keep hearing him. And it's like, oh, shit. When I get older,
Yeah, snakes are like Houdinis, man. Like I had one, he got out a bunch of times, and one time,
somewhere.
yeah, the next door neighbours he got out, literally found a way out, and then through a hole in the eave, got up in the roof, and then through a hole in the eave, and then ended up coiled up around their. They got like a sensor light, and it was a bit chilly around that time of year. And their sensor light, was warm because it gets set off, it'd heat up. And he just got attracted to it and was all coiled up around it, trying to keep warm. And she's freaked out, called the snake catchers, and he promptly told her, "Oh, yeah, this is a deadly tiger snake. This will kill, 20 men with one bite, and fucking." And he took it, and I found out like a day later.
Yeah, it's full of sand.
Because she come around my house, ringing my doorbell, saying, "Oh, because you got dogs and that, I just wanted to let you know, like, there's dangerous tiger snakes in the area." And I'm like, "What? What kind of snake?" And I said, "Did it have like a pattern on it like this?" And I showed a picture of it on my phone, and she goes, "Yeah, that's exactly it." I go, "Well, that's one of my pet snakes." And so I said, "Who'd you ring?" And it was a snake man, like I drove up and I rang the guy up and I drove up to meet him and he's going, oh, you know, what proof do you have? So I'm like, well, here's my license. Here's pictures. That's my bloody snake, you know. And he goes, oh, yeah, no worries. And he gave it to me. And then afterwards, I confronted him and said, well, what'd you tell her it was a tiger snake for and shit? And he goes, oh, no, she was very worried. And I just wanted to let her know that, you know, it was all being taken care of. I'm like, mate, you're full of shit. You know, what he was going to do was he was going to flip that for a couple of grand, that snake, you know. And she was a breeder, you know. I'm like, fucking hell.
Oh, what a tosser.
So he saw dollar signs, didn't he? Mate?
Shit, yeah. He did.
Cha-ching. Thank you very
That's
much.
all right.
Well,
I spread the word.
Income.
Sorry?
Do you want to see a bit of the vampire killers, but you might lose your monetization on this video if we do it, and you'll have to chop it out later on. Do you see a bit?
Yeah, I don't think I've monetized
I'll mute it after like several seconds. I'll mute it, and you can just watch, because all you need to see is what's going on. You'll get the comedy straight away, right? I'll because the music will probably get you, so I'll fucking I'll mute it.
No,
after,
I haven't monetized it, so don't worry.
Right, okay.
This ain't monetized.
Yeah, you don't normally monetize the lives, do you, Brady?
I don't, mate. I don't see the point, to be honest.
Yeah.
There we go. Right then.
Wow.
Yeah, I've done it. I've seen it. With him.
I'll mute it just for the hell of it. You know, just so you don't get any copyright strikes. Yeah. Right, he's running around.
Too.
Oh, and he's running around. And he's fucking run straight back to it.
Straight back to where he was. Yeah.
Where he was. He's like,
he turns around like, hello.
No. You all right?
Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. It's brilliant comedy. I fucking love it. I can't stop it now. There we are, right. It's fucking great.
That's funny.
Okay, now.
Fair play.
Yeah, trust me, it's wall-to-wall comedy, that movie. It's fucking brilliant.
If you like a good comedy series, What We Do in the Shadows is very good.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, the original, but like the original one was like really funny, and they just like stretched it out and dragged it out a bit
They
for
have
the series.
to be fair, but
Yeah.
I still think it's quite funny, to be fair.
Yeah. But the original was just like a condensed nugget of hyper funny. Yeah.
What am I wasting?
With
yeah, that's very true.
Waiko, what's his name? Katiki or Waiko Katiki, the producer who's did and everything, Guardians of the Galaxy, or was it Thor? Love and Thunder?
Yeah.
He's done some average, like that Hitler one.
He's done a few stinkers, you know.
Yeah, like that. What was it? The Jojo the Rabbit or something, which was about Hitler or something. It was like yeah. But he's generally very funny.
Don't know that one.
Is it Jojo the Rabbit or something? Let me just say. Now I'll have a look now. Is it Jojo the Rabbit? Jojo Rabbit. Yeah, okay. Jojo Rabbit. Yeah, and it's got Stephen Merchant in it and Taika Waititi. That's it. Yeah, Taika Waititi. And yeah, it was okay, bit slow. That's all I thought. It's just a bit slow. I got it. It's like, yeah, Nazis can be stupid and they indoctrinated children, but it's like, it's just kind of like stretch it out, like, you know, like spider webs, like it's getting very thin now. It's like, go on, yeah.
So it's not like Roger Rabbit. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Roger Rabbit.
I love Roger Rabbit.
Please. You know?
Yeah.
I love that. Fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old Bob Hoskins, rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome actor.
Oh shit!
Mm.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, he
When did that
died
happen?
a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of someone else. Yeah. I had a brain part then. Sorry.
Old age. Lady.
Old age. Thanks.
Fucking hell.
That's all that alcohol I had the other night. Woo.
Yeah, probably is.
Yeah, that big jug of fucking sex on the beach.
That was
Jesus.
really nice. That was,
Yeah.
that was quite nice. Not until I got home,
That was
and
bloody
then the next
funny, that
morning
was.
wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. I could taste Sambuca and black Sambuca. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, that stuff. Oh, I can't do that. I got
Yeah.
absolutely murdered on Black Sambuca once. You know, this guy, he was para. He come out of the bushes. This is on the car rally one year, about probably 15 years ago, and he's just come out of the scrub and he's handed me this bottle of Opal Nera Black Sambuca, and it was like a litre bottle and it was 3/4 full, and he's just like gesturing with his hands like take it away from me, you know. And there was about 4 or 5 of us left standing around the fire, and we just passed it around and just drinking it. And I got so fucking rotten, I couldn't find my swag where I was, you know, my tent where I was sleeping. Oh man, I ended up sleeping on the dirt, you know. And apparently, when I woke up, when the sun rose, and I woke up, they were like, "What the fuck, man?" This guy woke me up. He's like, "Dude, you can't sleep there." It was the creek bed, but it's a dry creek bed. But what happens is it does have a tendency to flash flood, you know.
Oh.
And yeah, you can end up just getting washed away, you know, like fucking. I was fucked up, you know. And then ever since then, can't touch it. I smell that shit. I'm like, get away, no fucking way.
now and then, yes, it's fine, but no.
It's funny. Certain types of alcohol. There's only 2: Opal Nera Sambuca and Bundy fucking rum. You know, the Bundaberg rum, which is Australian rum with a polar bear on the bottle. And it's fuck me, man. Like overproof rum. And it's just that
Overproof.
molasses taste. It's just, as soon as I smell it, it just makes me think of vomit, you know. I just can't do it.
I like things like Malibu, like coconut rum.
Oh,
You know,
I like
shit,
Malibu.
really,
I love
mate.
really smooth.
Love it.
You can't tell you're drinking it. It's like fucking brilliant. You know, it's
Oh,
It's pina colada.
Well, nice.
I
Yeah.
love the
Nice coconut
Malibu.
rum.
Mm.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that shit.
And another one which
Bundaberg
was
rum.
mentioned the other night was Kahlua, which I have not had
Oh, yeah.
like in 20
Coffee.
years, but it's
Yeah.
just like drinking coffee. Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
Why is
this
it
is
so
really
nice?
sweet and nice, and you know, it's just like I'm drinking coffee, and it's like you're getting fucking paralytic. You don't realize it.
Yeah.
Lamb's Navy rum, yeah, that's nice. Mm.
Yeah.
It's bloody snake. I can hear it still. Just going to put this on mute again.
I like a tequila now and then. That's nice.
It's not that
But
I
bad
like
for
once
us.
I've
tequila,
had one,
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
have a few more.
Mm. But yeah, what was it now? The drinks that get you really fucked. You know, it's like, you know, he was doing like sex on the beach, and it was like you can't taste it with orange juice. It
Can taste it, it's
soaks up
very
all
nice.
the flavor, and it's just like you're drinking orange juice. You know, it's,
Yeah.
it's not there.
Just creeps
what
up
was
on
it? What was
fucking
it that I had
did.
years ago?
That's what it's called, leg opener, you know, because that's what it does.
Mm.
My legs weren't open, but yeah. Mate, I don't remember going home.
Did you drink all that?
I did, yeah. A whole lot. Yeah,
The whole picture. Yeah.
I did, yeah. I drank
I
a
got-
lot.
I've never
Everything
seen,
that you
I've
said,
never
I
seen
drank.
someone get drunk so quickly. Within
Mm.
about 40 minutes, you were off your trolley.
Yeah.
And you were still drinking more. We're like, oh dear.
When you disappeared, we all figured you'd gone for a kebab, you know.
I did, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure I
Yeah,
did.
good
just-
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember now. Was there a drink called a Blue Moon?
Blue
Blue
Lagoon.
Lagoon, is it?
Blue
Blue Lagoon?
Blue Bar. I
Blue
used to have one
Moon?
called Blue Chicago. Or
Yeah,
Blue
like a
Bar.
Blue
blue
Lagoon.
blue
Yeah.
Blue
Moon or something like that.
Curacao.
And I was
Yeah.
drinking him and drinking him and drinking him, and then I was on a skiing
nice.
trip. I was on a skiing trip, and we ended up back in a hotel. And like, I just ended up. I was like, I've got to be sick, and I was like, I'm going.
Smurf
I
spew.
grabbed somebody's trainer and just like threw up into the trainer.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
That's
Reebok. Yeah.
wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I felt evil the next day, and everyone was going like to me because I got so drunk. But it's like, yeah, but we're underage, and they allowed us to go out on a fucking drinking trip, like, you know. And it's like, the teachers let us do it, you know. But it's like, yeah, it was like, oh, you've been bad. So do you know what they fucking did? They served us. It was in Italy. They served us with ultra salted fucking spaghetti. And it was like, it was inedible. It was inedible. I said, I can't fucking eat this shit. So they went, well, don't have it then. And I was like, right, well, I won't fucking eat then. Fuck you. I'll find some food somewhere else. I'm not fucking eating this shit. It's like fucking salt, fuck off, because you caused trouble last night in the hotel because you were fucking pissed. It's like, yeah, well, you know, yeah, fucking, I just fucking take this spaghetti and wipe it in your fucking face. Why don't I? You know, yeah,
I would have done that.
and see whether your eyes sting. Yeah.
Remember, what's it called? Arches, is it?
Yeah.
Peach Schnapps?
Peach Schnapps.
Oh,
Very nice.
Yeah.
God, I used to drink that.
See,
one.
I was at a party and they had a daiquiri machine, and they had this shit. They called it Smurfberry, and it was. I found out eventually what it was. It was blue curacao, and then there was a whole shitload of plum schnapps poured into it as well, and it tasted killer, you know. And it just tasted like Matt was saying, you know, it's like you're just eating like fruit punch or something, you know. And then all of a sudden, your fucking head starts spinning, and you think, oh shit, no, what's happened?
It's like after that picture.
I think they did put some pure Polish spirit in it as well, which is about 80% like alcohol, just pure alcohol. And they chucked a bit in there to really bump the octane up, you know. But yeah, that was fucking not good.
That's like absinthe as well. That's not nice. That's not bad.
Oh, mate, that's rotten, that stuff, mate.
What is?
Yeah, well, that's the
Absinthe.
most time people have. Is it the green absinthe? If you get the black
green
absinthe,
fairy.
oh my god, get the green one, right? Oh shit, man, you don't want a lot of that because you will be comatose for a few hours. It's like,
I bet.
Yeah, my sister was in Europe. She brought back a bottle and it was all had wormwood all in it. The whole bottle.
What, a real absinthe with the wormwood, which contains tugine, which is the hallucinogen. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh
And the whole thing, it was all just snapped up like wormwood, all just shoved in the bottle. And I sculled it out the bottle, like big mouthfuls of it. And that pretty fucked me up pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'm not. Wow.
Yeah, she smuggled it back into Australia because apparently it's illegal here. I didn't know. And she wasn't happy because I drank too much of it. She was like, "You pig! You drank like a quarter of a bottle."
Yeah.
I had a fucking crazy night. I don't remember much, but apparently I had a good night. You know.
Apparently.
Yeah, 2020 as well. You can still get that, but
2020. Oof.
yeah, the Kiwi 2020 is the best one, right? A friend of mine, he had a whole, you know, like the big liter, but he had literally nearly all of it, and we've never seen anybody do it. It just turned green, and he was like that over a French sink. He's like that over the sink, going, "Oh, you know when it's gonna happen." It's like
so let it go.
He threw up, but because he was so pissed, he's going, he's poking it down the plug hole, going, "Oh, it's blocked."
Oh, shit.
Oh, mate.
We're like, "It's all right, Lee. You'll be all right. Come and sit down," and all that. He's going, "But the sink's blocked." And even when he was sitting down on the sofa, like absolutely fucking smashed, he's going, "I've got to clear the sink." Like, what? So worry about the fucking sink. Oh,
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
drunk guy that threw up on the dog, you know, and looks down and goes, "Oh, I don't remember eating that," you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what? The best excuse I ever heard. There's a friend of mine. He was drinking the teachers. You know what teachers is, and he's at the whiskey, and he's drinking it away. He's got like the sort of the bottle, little bit of bottle, and he had a pork pie and some pickle, and he ate all that first. Then he's got on this whiskey, he's drinking it away, and he's
Oh
sitting
my
there. We're
God.
all in this friend's front room, and he's like, ugh, all of a sudden in the corner, he's just thrown up, right? And we're like, oh my God. And all he said was going, oh, I don't know what happened. It must have been the pork pie and the pickle. He just went by it. It wasn't the
Classically
it
pie.
wasn't
With the pork pie.
the teachers, was it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
pork pie and the pickle.
Oh, I just even soda, like cold pork jelly in a pie now, makes my skin crawl. That does.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I had one
Spam.
Christmas. I was round my neighbours.
Yeah.
We had
Yes.
so much fucking alcohol, and I started whiskey, everything you can imagine. And then he brought out a roll mop, and I'd never had one. A rolling, I don't know if you know what
Yeah.
a roll mop is. You can right?
Grape leaf with
Oh,
like
yeah, with
cream cheese
bits
and shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm
Feta.
absolutely fucking smashed, and I've eaten it, and all I could taste is the oil.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Olive
Put me
oil.
off for life, and I'm like, oh. I got home. I literally had to walk out the front door to my front door. So I eventually got there, got up the stairs, and spent the rest of the night on the floor. I woke up early hours of the morning, just shivering, going, "What am I doing?"
Oh my God.
And I could still taste the oil, and I'm like, "That's disgusting." So,
It sounds to me like the cheese that was in it was probably turned as well. You know.
I
Hey.
don't know what it was, but I'll tell you what. And every time I see him in, like, you know, you see him in a supermarket, I'm like, get me away from that devil
Yeah.
food. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
Devil food.
Well,
Yeah.
I had a weird one because I went in the Czech Republic and I was introduced to like a family, and they were like, "Oh, we have to welcome you in and give you food and drink," and emphasis on the drink. You know, it's like, yeah, have some drinks. Like, I'm okay, I'm all right. And they were like, "Yeah, go on." And then after a couple, it was like, "Yeah, go on." And it was like, then it was like I was trying to prove that I could drink. And that was a bad mistake because it was like, yeah, we can drink, and it's like, yeah, I can drink too, and it's like, yeah, have another one. I can drink, yeah, we can drink too. And it was like bomb, 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 and I had the worst hangover of my life, and I honestly thought I was going to die the next day. I thought I was going to die, and this is another proof, I say, of telepathy, right? Because I sent out a telepathic emergency message to all my friends, right? And one of them picked it up and got triggered, right? And was actually ringing around going, what's wrong with Matt? What's wrong? She was like trying to find where I was. She was frantic, like, what's happened to Matt? What's happened to Matt? And I consciously sent out a fucking emergency message, like, I'm fucking in enemy territory. I'm fucked. Something's gone wrong. You know, something's gone fucking seriously wrong. You know, and she picked it up. And she was frantic, you know, like trying to find out what had gone wrong. And it's like, so I'll just say in, folks, if you don't believe in that shit, then live in a nice Biden
little
fish
bubble.
bowl, fucking reality. But mine is out there.
The ether is real. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
that's funny.
Yeah, see those bastards over there in Czechoslovakia, mate.
They do. They're just
just Balinko. Balinko is like it's moonshine, you know, made from peaches, plums, fruit, stone fruits and stuff like that. Yeah, they fucking love it, you know. And it's 80%, you know, if it's done properly, but you know, 60% on average, and it's fucking got a lot of kick to it. Yeah, it's probably got a bit of methanol mixed in there as well, because they don't always, you know, distill it cleanly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get a bit of the head and the tail in it, you know, because the head when you're distilling, the head is what comes off first. That's full of methanol. You just chuck that. You throw it away. You know, it's poison. Well, it's all right for cleaning grease off of shit, you know, but that's about it. You know, you don't want to consume it. And the tailings is the last part of the distilling process, which is nasty. Tastes like bitter shit, and yeah, really hard on your liver and kidneys. You know, so yeah.
Bit like when the doctor asks you to give a pee sample, they say don't do it in the first couple of seconds because that's all shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
They go like, yeah, halfway through your piss,
middle.
Halfway through your piss, take that.
That's what the middle
real,
bit. Yeah.
the real stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
There's another one.
Top tips.
Don't drink a Harvey Wallbanger. They're fucking naughty. Right. I had.
John, I never knew you liked to wall bang.
Yeah. Harvey ball banger.
Was it vodka, Galliano, and orange juice?
Mm.
And I was in a friend with a hairdresser, and we went into like a club, and he met one of his mates in there, and like his boss basically, and his boss looked like Al Pacino for starters. He even wore the suit like a fucking, you know. And I'm like, oh, here we go, a mafia bloke, whatever. I don't know who he was. And he's like, oh, what do you hear? Got these cocktails, got the Harvey Wallbanger, mate. I've never fucking felt so ill in my life. My old man picked me up. It was that bad. I was in the car with my mate, and at the time I had long hair. Right, I'm sitting in the front trying to, you know, when you're pissed and you're in a car, you're just trying to focus. You know,
oh God, yeah.
Oh, you mean you got one eye open? Yeah.
Yeah, you just want to get back. My mate's in the back, absolutely, he's worse for wear. He's got his head down, and all of a sudden he just goes, all in the back of my neck, right?
Oh.
So,
Hey!
yeah.
No wonder you cut it short.
Yeah, that's it. I thought my old man was going to go mental, but he was really good. He's like, oh, you all right to my mate and all that. Dropped him off. I obviously went home with my dad. I got upstairs. I managed to somehow sort of wash my hair a little bit. I just went into bed, and I remember lying there. And where my bedroom was, you could like look out the window, and there was like a house with a chimney. And to this day, I've only ever seen 2 chimneys on that stack on that night, because normally there's only one. Right? I was ill for like a day and a half afterward. And I'm like, oh my God, I was going to die. It was that bad. You know, when you get the hot sweats the next day, they just didn't go.
Oh.
This is why some people, like when they see a UFO, they go, it just shot off. And they don't realize at night, there's an effect with your eyes where your eyes don't know where to cross because it's too dark. So your eyes are constantly crossing and correcting. Yeah. And if you see a light in the sky, your eye preferences one eye over the other. So you see one light, but then the other eye moves like that. And then it crosses over and it goes, oh, preference the other eye. And it goes, woof, and shoots off. So it's a known physical problem with the eyes and the way your eyes don't register at night, that like a spot of light can shoot off. And I know this because I filmed lights at night and we're standing there going, look at it, look at it, look at it. And we're all going, yeah, look at it, look at it, look at it. And I watched the video afterwards and the light is dead fucking still.
Yeah.
It's true. It's fucking true. It happens. Yeah. So do some research. Do some fucking research. Yeah.
I'll be back. It's going to bloody join the main thing.
Me too. Me too. Yeah.
Okay. All right, mate.
So synchronized pissing, isn't it?
Synchronized getting the yeah.
Yeah, I can't because I've got a glove on this hand because I'm cleaning something, so I don't really want it all over my hands.
Synchronized pissing is just a male version of women going, right, we all need to go to the toilet now. Because that's the way they do it. You always go in pairs. Don't tell me you don't.
Yeah.
One goes, I need a piss, and the other one goes, I do too.
Well, welcome in, everyone. We're talking about weed. But it's true in the chat.
It's true.
I can hear this snake in here. I can hear him moving around. I've left him a trap. So if he comes out, I'm fucking grabbing him. So it's quite funny.
It'll be fun.
Well,
You
welcome
can't
to
get out
everyone
there,
who's
though.
come over from Matt's. Anyway, thank you for coming over, and make sure to check everyone out on the panel,
Oh yeah, definitely.
and make sure to subscribe to
Funny
everyone.
enough, when
as well.
Matt mentioned about that, about putting out something psychically, basically, I actually did the second part to my video with the psychic, and it was confirming some of the things about, because Simon didn't go with me, and some of the things she was saying, it was stuff that I didn't know about, and I was just like, so, because he's like, oh no, they're no good and all this crap, and I thought, right, okay, just see what she says, and it was, soon as he was hearing half of it, his face was like, really? You know, he'd not, I didn't know some of the things I didn't know, but he did. He was confirming things and that stuff that I don't know. It's just funny.
Sausage roll, look, she's on it.
So some of the things that they were, she was coming back with, it's like, well, I didn't know about his great grandma and stuff like that. I didn't know her name. But it all came up, so it was like, no fucking way.
Yeah, I mean, I some of them. I mean, you could go on forever if you believe it or not.
Exactly, but some of them can
Kind
do
of-
full reading, but he wasn't even with me. That was the thing, and stuff like that's not. He doesn't put anything on like that. So how would she know stuff like that? It was just very personal stuff that not even I knew.
I think when it's like one-on-one and they haven't seen you beforehand, they don't know who you are, then if they get stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough.
But they were getting stuff on him, and he wasn't even with me. And she's never met him. And it was just some of the stuff she was coming out with, because I recorded it obviously a couple of weeks ago before her beginning, and it was only tonight that I actually put all the confirmation of some of the things she was saying. And one of the things that she came up with is what another psychic actually said to me. And the thing is, when I first heard it, I could not work out who this dog she was on about. And I remember, and then it was only when I was going through some of my pictures and I remembered, and it's like, shit. I did have a dog at one point. I forgot all about her. It's because I was really, really ill when I had her, really ill. So, because I was constantly in and out of hospital through having a really bad pregnancy. So, and I was expected to look after 4 children and the dog and a few other things that didn't even belong to me. So I was well annoyed, and I was very, very, seriously ill. So in the end, I turned around and said to him, I was like, I can't keep looking after this dog because I'm really ill, you know.
What's that saying? Hey, folks, we got a breeder.
No. I absolutely loved that dog. I spent so much time with that dog. It was unbelievable. She was brilliant. If he'd actually pulled his finger out of his ass and looked after her while I was ill, we would have kept her. So I was blaming him. It was like, well, if you actually got off your ass and looked after the dog, but he didn't. So, oh well.
Oh,
that's another story I don't really want to go into about him. So, because even his own family has nothing to do with him. So that's how bad he is. Even his own mother's disowned him, and I've seen her a few times. I still talk to his family. I think they're all right. He's just an asshole.
She's like, I'm going now. You've got nothing. I'm going to go now.
No more food. No more food.
I got a dog's ass to look at now. It's like, right, I turn away from you because you disgust me with your non-food. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what doggies do. Doggies are funny.
It's like, right.
How's she coping with the heat?
Oh, fine, because my air conditioning goes down the stairs and she's got it cold downstairs. She loves it.
No,
Yeah, and then he's downstairs because he's on the laminate flooring, so he's so good. Because normally he's upstairs all night and all that, but he's at the moment he's just sort of lying on the coldness.
But it was the best investment you ever got, Matt. That air conditioner.
Yeah, best thing I ever got was a dog.
No, yeah, I know she is. She's a brilliant dog.
Yeah,
she's got her ways.
Look, she's back. She's back. Back in the crust.
Oh, I know. It's not just dogs do that. Cats do it as well. Cats love crisps. Fucking hell. If I get any, I have to fight the cats. Shit.
That's
Ooh,
crinkle
what is
plastic.
It's the
The
plastic.
sound of crinkling plastic, just no matter what. You know?
Yes.
She
Yeah.
could be like
Everybody is.
totally asleep downstairs, and I can have a movie on. I literally, this is the filtering, the noise filtering they've got is like much better than any microphones have ever been invented, right?
Yep.
Because she can be downstairs, I can have a movie on pumping, and I just go.
You should be there.
20 seconds later, here she is.
Yep.
So Lenny, every time I have cheese or I make a sandwich or do anything with cheese, he's there. I have to give him cheese tax.
Yeah, you can probably smell it.
Oh, every time though, like he could be a mile away and he'll go, right, give me, he'll sit there and he will not go until I give him a bit of cheese. So I go, okay, have your cheese tax.
Oh, yeah.
And then he walks off.
Cheese tax.
Yeah.
Cheese tax.
Cheese there, and he goes, I'll tax that. So, thanks a
I'll
lot.
tax that. Cheese tax, please. Thank you.
Yeah, the CAT, you know.
Yeah.
Animals just make me laugh. They are so intelligent, it's unbelievable. I'm sorry, but I like animals more than people sometimes.
Oh, definitely. I mean, as like intelligent, Lenny, he used to always jump up really high at me, and then like literally he can get up like up to your like your chest. And one day I was standing there, he's jumping up, so I just caught him.
All gone.
He's only a small dog, so I caught him. He's never done it since. He won't do it.
It's like, shit, he might get me again.
I literally just caught him and he looked at me as if to go, shit, what do I do now? I can't do anything.
Yeah.
She's like, I won't even, when I'm giving her the gesture of I've got nothing, she's like, I'm not even looking at you, you disgusting human.
Yeah. They know you're lying, that's why.
I've got
Well, they
nothing.
think you're lying.
She's like, I look away.
Yeah.
Away. I'm not happy. I'm not interested in this. I've got nothing. I'm only interested in I've got something. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Not interested in the go away. Got nothing. Later, maybe when I go to bed, I'll have some more.
Can't you feel the eyes burning into your back?
Yeah. Oh, look, come on. These are meant to be treats, not all the time. So just every once in a while.
No, like Rob Daddy, give food,
No,
give
I
food.
deserve treats all the time.
Yeah, that's not treat.
Continual treats, is it? Is that what you
Oh
want?
yeah,
All
dog
the time.
essentials.
I did
Dog
actually say that.
essentials.
I did actually say the treat word, so I'll have to give her something
Yes,
extra.
you did.
When I say that word, it means
No,
business.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or they know
Oh,
The T
she,
word.
prop-
the associated word.
she properly dribbled then. Like I gave it to her. As I was giving it to her, she's like, "Bleh." Just came out like- yeah.
Drool. Yeah.
Extra digestion, the saliva.
Well, that's it now. That's it.
You know for a fact she won't believe you. She knows.
Hmm.
Oh, she knows. Dog patrol.
Well, she went to sleep on the upstairs, which normally she goes, I'm bored of you now. I go downstairs because it's cooler. But like if she knows there's a potential, she like hang around upstairs for a bit longer. She's like, yeah. I think it's gonna. I think I'll hear you better if I'm up here. You have got something.
She's looking at you going,
Give,
Right, yeah, Dad's got food.
give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever try and get under the covers with you, Matt? When you were asleep, right? Never.
Some dogs do. It's funny.
Sometimes she'll jump on the bed if I've got food. She'll just get straight up on the bed. That's like right up straight away. And then I'm under the covers, and she will sometimes lie beside me whilst I'm eating a couple of crisps or something. And then when the crisps are over, she'll get up, turn around, lie down with her arse facing me. It's like as if to say, like,
She's disgusted.
Disgust.
disgust.
Yeah.
How dare you eat
Yeah.
all your snacks without me?
See, talk to the ass because the face don't want to hear it. Eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the reason Lenny's got a habit, he'll come upstairs. I'll get into bed, obviously, like this is sleep. He'll come in, and between us, he'll come up to the side of the bed, and then he'll jump up, and they go under the covers, stretch himself right out. He'll start licking your feet. I'm like, stop doing that. Then stops it, and then he'll lie there for a little while. Then it gets too hot and fucks off again. It's like, what was the point? And then he'll do that in the middle of the night. I'll be asleep, and I'm like getting woken up. Going, oh, what are you doing then? And he's got in the middle, going, right, where can I go? Sort of puts his head between me and the missus, and sort of gives that growly noise, like you know how they do. And then he does the same thing again. It's like, will you stop it?
Yeah, they're funny how the French bulldogs, like the way they talk.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
My son's got one.
they make some fucking crazy noises.
I'll tell you what. You tell him something, and if he don't like it, he'll go no. He'll literally rattle as he goes no. And you're like, don't tell me no. And he's like, so no.
Well, he hears no plenty of times, so he just gives it back to you, mate. You know. Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's the way he says it though. It's just like
sounds like Scooby Doo, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or like last year's. What's that, Lenny? There's a kid in the well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that thumbnail you used, John. You know, of Lego Lenny. That's fucking classic.
That is in Lego Windsor. We're walking around in the store park.
I
just turned around and went, you know, it's Lenny. So I went, what are you doing there? Got my dog. Always Unfortunately, it was glued to the floor. Was that big?
Oh shit! Let's try to take it then. Like, oh, you've nipped my dog.
It was like a life-size model of a dog as well. It's like his height and everything. It's like he's sitting down, and I'm like, that's really cool.
Yeah, I bet.
Mind you, the shit they make out of Lego is unreal, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's nuts.
It's got to be an awful lot of patience and time as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm looking back through your messages now, and I can't see that particular one. I was going to bring it up, but yeah.
Which one? Oh, the Lego Lenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it should be there, but it's not for some reason. It might be on my phone. Let's just check my phone.
Hang on, I think I've got it on a virtual background, probably.
I've got it.
All right, cool.
Virtual background. I did that. Let me see if I can get it up. Hang on. La 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 la.
He's going to see if he can get it up, folks.
Yeah, he can. I mean, not.
It's going to take 15 minutes for the pill to work. Yeah.
Oh, that's better.
Hello, Lena.
There we go. Yeah. We've both got it.
Where is he?
Oh God, you got one half and he's got the other.
Yeah.
I got the other. I'll change my back.
Where's that pen on my phone? I know
Lego Lenny's got angry eyes.
I know you sent it to me.
That's a bit bollocks, that picture on there, isn't it? What's going on?
I know they need to be shrunk a little bit, don't they? They're a bit too big.
Yeah, doesn't fit the 16:9 format.
No.
No, it's a bit out of order, really, isn't it?
Half a fucky word, Sam.
Was it prior to something in August that you went there?
Yeah, it was beginning of August.
I deleted my back chat in WhatsApp from middle of August because of.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, all the porn that I was sending. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We already knew you just sent all that porn to him, don't you, Dinkum?
This is one reason why I actually don't care that Google is spying on me, because like I don't really do anything that's that dodgy, you know. And I mean, like, considering how many times my persona has been investigated, then yeah, I know that they're not worried because it's fuck all.
Well, that's it.
I'm not watching fucking porno videos. I can assure you, I really don't.
And anything worth watching on there if there was.
Yeah. But I did watch something that Dinkum recommended to me called Invasion, which was an Apple TV fucking production.
Oh shit!
And I've watched a fair bit of it. It's quite slow going, but still compelling. You know.
Yeah, it sucks you in, and then towards the end of the first season, it gets really good. You know, there's like a lot of action and shit going on.
Well,
and
I'm probably up to this. I'm episode 6, so 7, 8, 9 probably would be the real kickers.
Yeah. And then I haven't even started season 2 yet, which is what's out now. Which is because that's from about 2 or 3 years ago, I reckon.
Night, mum. Now.
Yeah, 2021, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I have to look at it.
Got a flip your ass, Brady.
And don't forget to watch Threshold. It's free on YouTube. You can watch Threshold, which has a crop circle as its logo for the whole show.
Yeah.
Threshold. What's that about?
Threshold. Oh, it's good, man. That's quite racy. You know, it's quite.
It was a shame it got shit canned in the first season at the end of the first. Well, before the last 2 episodes were never aired. They were in the can. Why would they not air them? What I don't know. It just makes
because
no sense.
it's been cancelled. They're just not even going to bother spending the money on the editing. You know.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Fair enough.
But it didn't end on like you didn't have closure with the ending. But it was a good series and it had a lot of potential. But like a lot of series in the States, because of where they're positioned, like time-wise for the best slots, like series that get shown at the wrong time don't succeed and they get cancelled. And Star Trek was a program that was in the wrong time slot when it was first aired and would have been canned if it wasn't for the people writing to the studios going, you got to keep this going. And it was the people who wrote in that made them continue because they were going, this is in the wrong slot. We haven't got the right viewer figures. No, we'll cancel it. And it was the writing in that made them do a second season. And now we have what we have.
And also, is it Lucia Ball or whatever her name is? I Dream of Jeannie. She was a massive advocate of Star Trek. And she even made it so it happened.
Going for Pete.
Okay.
Desi Lou Productions.
Yeah,
Lucille
Desi Lou.
Balls. Yeah.
You dare.
But that wasn't I Dream of Jeannie, though.
Was it not? No, I couldn't think what was she in?
With Larry Hagman, wasn't it? I Dream of Jeannie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be somebody else.
J.R. Ewing from Dallas.
Yeah. That's right.
Larry Hagman, yeah.
Firefly. Dark Corners is mentioning Firefly. That guy, he presented the screenplay writer who did Firefly. He literally went to every single network, and he just couldn't get it. He just couldn't get it aired. And then finally, the series did get made, but then it got canned. And then they made a movie which told the whole story.
It's Josh Whedon.
That's the one, Josh Whedon. Yeah, I couldn't think of it.
He's written a lot of sci-fi for not even himself. I think he's written like scripts for other series. He's
But brilliant. The whole concept of Firefly was awesome because it was saying that like one of the things that cracked me up was like that. China eventually becomes like this huge global. And everyone speaks English and Chinese. And in the series, what they do is they'd swear, but they'd swear in Chinese.
Yeah.
And they could get around the censorship laws in America because no one knew what the fuck they were saying. But they were actually like really swearing, on the show, but in Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one way to get around it.
It is.
I'm waiting for them to sort out Stargate because they're going to do another one of that now.
Yeah,
Are they?
I've heard that.
Yeah. Amazon Prime Amazon have bought it apparently, and they're in production of it, but it's all fucking. Well, we don't know what we're doing with it yet.
Yeah. See, They've got to get some people in who know the whole, 11 years, seasons.
Well, the original screenwriter and all that,
story.
he's on board. He's got it all there. It's just waiting. They're just trying to get it all sorted out. Like they want to bring back the original, some of the original people in it just to start it off. I think.
Oh shit!
Because they did that. They did start
Jack O'Neill and
that was quite good. It just got a bit dark, and that was it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really like stuck on a ship, like just traveling through space all the time, just being dark and grim.
Oh, you mean Stargate Universe?
Universe.
Universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like the SG series, and then Atlantis was good. I didn't mind that at all. I thought the franchise is awesome. The concept and the original movie was great. I still like watching the original movie.
Yeah, the music is brilliant in the original movie. It's fucking
yeah, I watched it the other day actually. I think talking about it. Yeah.
Funny enough, I didn't do really great at the cinema though. They thought it was going to be the next
science fiction.
Things do better elsewhere, not at the cinema. You find that.
Yeah, science fiction is not really a mainstream genre, and that's why it always scores low. And same as horror as well, will score low, on IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes or whatever. And
they're full of shit, Rotten Tomatoes.
Where would Star Wars be if it didn't have John Williams? If it just had incidental music, like in between?
Yeah.
Would people have really gravitated towards it as much? Because the music draws you in. It's like you've got the imagery, but it's like the music is like building the emotion as well. It's like fucking hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You've got to give it though. It wasn't just the music. You've got to give it for how it was made, and at the time it was made, because like you still had when Star Wars come out, you still had like the credits at the beginning, and you had it was based on like the matinee they used to have, like Flash Gordon and all that stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So George Lucas went, I'm going to make just a massive soap opera. And all the who was it? Was it Fox who originally sort of said, "Yeah, we go with it"? I can't remember what the company was now. And George Lucas was a genius. He just said, "Well, can I have all the merchandising rights?" And they went, "Yeah, because it ain't going to fucking make much money. We're just doing our favour." Then look at it now. It's like, I'll just sell it to Disney for $1 billion. It'll be all right.
Yeah, and look
what's that?
Fucked a lot of it up now.
What's that new one, Matt? The new Star Wars
Ashoka.
Yeah, Assholer.
Ashoka.
The tentacle heads,
Yeah. It's not bad.
The soundtrack is wow. That is.
I've only seen up to episode 3. I'm waiting for the 4th one. So.
Yeah,
There you are.
Don't know about the storyline, whether it's really that grabbing. I mean, unless you're right into the whole Star Wars franchise, you're probably not going to really wrap your head around it. But the cinematography, the special effects, the makeup, costume, and the music is awesome. It's really well done. They've spent a shit ton of money on it, no doubt about it. But be interested to see where it goes from there.
Yeah. I mean. They're all slow. That if they do like the TV stuff. Well, the like what was it? The Mandalorian stands on its own anyway. But then you had the Book of Boba Fett and what was it? And Obi-Wan. They're all good. And even what's the other one they've done? Andor. That's all good, but they're very slow at the beginning, and you have to keep watching it to get into it.
Yeah, you have to invest yourself in the characters. And
Oh yeah.
And I think it's good the way they do it, because a lot of people going, "Oh, it's so boring," and you're like, "Hang on a minute, just fucking bear with it," And you get halfway through and you think, "Actually, this is getting really good now."
Yeah.
Just twist it.
Unfortunately, for the franchise, young people today can't sit there long enough and wait. They want it now. And if they
watch,
yeah, I suppose if you binge watch, you probably get your head around it. But releasing one episode a week, they just get bored, and it's like, not enough happens, at the start to, if it doesn't pop, they sort of lose interest.
Got a lot of It's got a lot of Clone Wars in it as well, isn't it? They're bringing quite a bit to live action now, which I think is quite good. If you ever watched the Clone, I never watched all the Clone Wars. I watched bits and pieces of it, but I'm probably going to watch it all now because I think it's really good.
Yeah, there was that intermediate series, which is like a bit sort of which had the train spotting. Ewan McGregor was in it, and it was the not Luke Skywalker, it was
Obi-Wan.
Han Solo. Yeah, Solo.
Yeah, this Han Solo one.
Solo. And
the film you're talking about?
No, the series. They did like a solo
they did
series.
a solo film.
Yeah, series.
You're talking about Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, yeah, that's it. No, Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's right. You're right. You're right. And then they did
a solo film.
The solo film. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Obi-Wan. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay, but it was like restricted, sort of like a restricted kind of
you go to bed.
Locked down kind of set, rather than being very expansive, which which was unfortunate, but it was still okay. But I think they're okay. Some of these, the Mandalorian, even though it became, what was it, the Boba Fett thing?
Boba Fett became half the Mandalorian.
Yeah, but it was mostly Mandalorian. It was called Boba Fett, and it was just all Mandalorian. It was like, what the fuck, I did
love Boba Fett for the simple reason that they finally did, because obviously we all know Boba Fett was meant to have died in the Sarlacc pit, and we were like, and obviously the legends of he was meant to survive, and if George Lucas knew how good the character was going to be and loved, he would have carried it on. And then they finally bring it to fruition, and you got him in the pit, and he's like, oh, here we go. And I was so enthralled with it. I'm like, yeah, they finally done it. He's got out. It's like, I've waited all my life for it.
Waiting all this time, and they've done it. Finally.
I ran down the road naked. I was so happy. I was going, yeah.
Did a B face. Yeah.
I said B face the link for this ass hocker. Yeah. And he went like, what's that? I was just like,
what's that?
What's that? And I was like, yeah, just watch the fucking Star Wars and start from the bottom up. Yeah.
I noticed in that I noticed in that show that they snuck in some Mandalorian music into the soundtrack as well. And there was the woo-hoo, and then ba 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 ba. As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, okay, they're doing a bit of cross.
This is the
crossover.
One.
Yeah.
Well, no spoilers, but Mandalorian is definitely in there.
I'm with you on that. It's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
They fucking they realize they got a winner with Mandalorian. Now it's weaving its way into all the other productions. It's like
Next will be Grogu. Will be in all of them.
You know what? I like Grogu because we had Yoda, and he's I think he's the only character you never know where he came from.
Yeah.
Literally, never.
Yeah. Where's his race? You don't see his race, do you, or anything? Like you don't see the whole planet. Yeah.
There's obviously other ones, and then you've got obviously Grogu, and you're like, oh, another one.
Are they outliers, like on the edge, because I don't want to spoil it.
No, don't do it.
Don't do it. No.
Stop it. Stop it now. Stop it. Get to the chopper.
Just watch it, folks, because if you just watch it. Yeah.
Man, that link you sent me, is it only like the first three episodes?
Fourth one, I've got it on my hard drive now.
What?
Bitch. Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. It looks.
I'll get that tomorrow.
And I'm somebody who can normally just like wait a year till a series is finished and then just download it in one go and binge watch it. Like just watch it properly, like end to end. Like for 2 days, just I'm gonna get through this. But this one is like it's so tantalizing. It's like, oh, I'm going episode by episode. Fuck you.
Star Trek Lower Decks is out too.
Oh,
episodes 1 and 2 have just come out.
Right. And who's in Star Trek Strange New Worlds?
Yes, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's quite good. It's Captain Pike, who was there on the Enterprise before Captain Kirk.
I was going to say, remember, that's a nice link in to Lower Decks without spoiling it.
So yeah, Strange New Worlds. He's great. I love the captain because he's like pre-Captain Kirk. He's like, yeah. He's got attitude. Let's fucking do this. Fuck it. Let's do it. You know, it's like, he's got. It's just good. It's not politically correct. Like, oh, we have to be afraid of we can't offend the aliens. It's just like,
the Prime Directive. You know, it's pre-Prime Directive. You know, so it's like gung ho. You know,
I quite like Discovery as well. That was quite good. I mean, there's a 4th series coming out of that. I think that's the last one they're doing, but that it all ties it in. It's all tied in as well, which is good. And I weren't sure where they're going to take it. And then obviously, I'm not going to say what they've done with it, but they turned it on its head, didn't they? Because you think, well, where are they going to go with it? Because it's set like long before everything else, and you can't have all the other characters that you think will be in it. Mate,
hello, Adam George.
All I'm going to say is, it's not going to be I don't think this is really a spoiler, but in the Ashoka, they said there are ancient races that have existed way before us that might have known more than us. I like that.
Which is good because it also links into the Clone Wars. Yeah. Because if you look at the Clone Wars, it tells you how Ahsoka got to where she is now. With the celestial people and all that chat.
Yeah, I'm on the I think I watched the second one the other day, so I need to catch up on it.
Yeah.
Watch them later.
But it's good. I like overriding arcs. I like arcs rather than just like one-hit wonders. Yeah.
The thing is with Star Trek, you got 2 timelines. No, 3 timelines, which all interact as well now.
Alternate as well.
Yeah, you got the alternate, the Kelvin, and I can't remember what the other one is. The original Star Trek thing. Because the Kelvin timeline was done with the films, and they sort of carried it on with the new Star Trek stuff.
Picard was quite tepid in the first 2, but in the third, I think it's in the third.
They changed the
it went. We know what you want.
Yeah, and this
have
is what's going to happen. Yeah,
fucking have it. We know you're begging for it. Have it. And a lot of characters and scenarios came back in, and it was like fucking romp.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It was like the Next Generation cast chucked in there, and it was good, very good. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Okay, mate. Catch you later. Be nice talking to you as well.
Yeah. All the best.
Shady. I don't think Yoda comes from the swamp world of Dagobah. He exiles himself there. Not that I know anything.
It doesn't come from there, but he exiles in there.
What is it? Episode 2, the clones. The second film, because he exiles himself when the Order is taken over. Hence why he goes and what's his name? Luke goes and sees him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he still has that peanut stuck in his mouth. You go, you're right, Yoda. Impatient is he? Peanut stuck in his mouth.
Yes, you are. Impatient you are.
Give me the hypno maneuver.
Sucky me will on your dick.
Very Wookiee penis you have.
needy a shave of your penis, Master Luke.
Bloody mine's in the gutter again, is it?
Yeah.
He got discus peanuts stuck in throat and bollocks rub on ground. I even was it ET's in that universe as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Never thought of that.
So if you look in the Senate, when in the films, it's in, I don't know, probably number 2, maybe 3. If you look in the Senate, in the bottom right hand side, and you've got to zoom it in, but they are there. There's 3 ETs all jumping around.
All right.
Yeah. See,
Do you know what? Yeah.
I've watched too many of them too
One of
many
them
times.
things you just probably subconsciously don't realise until you probably watch, like you said, watch it over and over again. Then you start noticing things, seeing things you never seen before.
I've seen them so many times, and I, 1 to 3, nothing like the original trilogy, but still worth a watch.
Yeah.
And then, 7, 8, 9. Well,
Here we go, folks. I've got it for you. I've got it. Here we go. So you don't feel left. You don't feel left out.
Holy shit,
you
Brady.
you found what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Only 10 away.
All right.
There
Oh,
they
no
are.
way.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Who'd have thought it? I didn't know that. That's the first time for me, actually. Well done.
People with
ugly little bastards.
beady eyes, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's that one at the front doing with each other? It looks like good.
He's got one fist in the air and one fist up his arse.
Probably.
Wait, put it back on there. It looks like he's giving him a hand job. It's like...
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
What's that movie? What's that movie, Matt? That really creepy, bloody horror movie with a creature that looks just like E.T. It's wrapped up in bandages. What the hell?
What? The bandages.
Oh, God, I can't think of it now.
What's that again?
No, it looks like E.T. wrapped up in bandages, like around his head. It's like this really old horror movie. There's something or other.
Abdullah E.T.
Abdullah E.T.
Alam Radi E.T. The special Muhammad version. Yeah.
Nah, as soon as when it comes to me, I'll say it, and you go, "Oh yeah," because it does. It looks like an ET head wrapped up in a towel. That it's.
He said it, not me, folks. So yeah.
Allah Akbar. Yeah.
Yes, Yoda does appear in ET. That's right, because he's dressed up as him. Well, not him,
Does
but there's a kid. There's another kid dressed up as ET. As Yoda.
As Yoda.
When they go trick or treating.
Well,
That's where he goes.
And
Elliot pushes his hand down.
One of the Indiana Jones ones as well. You've got on the hieroglyphics. You've got was it C-3PO and R2-D2 on the hieroglyphics.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair play. They've got. Yeah. Wow.
Okay,
You know, somebody's tapping away there, Mr. Dinkum.
Yes, no, sorry.
Like,
oh, he's trying to work.
Show me Yoda porn with Miley Cyrus mixed in together.
Oh God, yeah, okay, that's it. My mind's just melted.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But yeah, I know we're gonna get eventually. We're gonna get the arc of where Baby Yoda comes from. Grogu. We're gonna get where he comes from. I would imagine they're gonna actually jump because it's gonna take too long for him to grow because he's like 600 years old. They can go Yodas, or something. They're immense. So all the other characters are going to burn out quickly. So I think they're going to jump. They're going to jump, and they're going to show you him as a teenager.
Yeah, I think they will.
And then they're going to show you him as an adult. So we're going to get this. This is going to happen. I know it will. But yeah. a lot of characters will have died in between because, like, obviously, you know, the race lives a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
You not think that'll ruin it though?
I don't think so because I mean, look at Guardians of the Galaxy with Mr. Tree Guy,
Groot.
Groot. Yeah, look at him. He's like he went from being a tree to being a shrub, and then like he's grown back up into a nasty teenager, and he's like, and it's like they're gonna build him. You know, I think they probably will do another Guardians of the Galaxy. They said that was the last one, but nah, they won't. They won't.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do another one.
But the thing is, it's like, you know, it's nice to see, you know, like the child is like doesn't know what he's doing, but he's got some skills, and then the teenager like a bit more feisty but more skills, and then like the adult like master warrior. People want to see that full arc, you know. I think it's
definitely.
How
do you think you're going, you little shit? Come here.
And then Loki will be coming out this year as well, mate. Is it this year?
Series? Is it series 2?
Yeah, it will be.
2, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the first one was brilliant. I loved it. Travel. Oh, sorry, spoilers. Dimensional travel. No spoilers. You know.
I saw the trailer for it the other day.
Yeah.
But
it looks good.
You got it.
I still don't understand in Star Wars why they ever brought out Star Wars, or was it Summer Holiday? And Chewie has a son called Lumpy.
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 Oh, you're talking about the Christmas holiday special, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. Where they family.
And there was like there was Star Wars porn in that. Do you remember? Because it's like they were like they put the kid in front of the TV screen, and they were like showing characters like doing like chef work, and then he like switched channel. It was like porno, and he was like going, you know, and it was like
Chewie's dad watching it originally?
Yeah, and he had like a jubilee lip, and his lip was going. Yeah.
Playing with up in his Wookiee bollocks.
That was wrong. It was very wrong. I mean, it was
wrong on so many levels.
Yeah,
but it's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and his wife or whatever is watching the fucking his wife's cooking all that like in the kitchen. He's like, what?
Yeah, get back in the kitchen, bitch.
Make me some pie.
Yeah.
Just about Chewie comes in, sort of going, oh, and his mum just goes, "Well, got a bit of shit clinging to your fur, have you, Chewie? It's all right. We got wipes that back."
Yeah. which is to be honest, I actually thought this when they were doing the newer Star Wars, like a Phantom Menace and things like that. They had to bring back in the chessboard where the animals were like fighting each other, and I was like, yeah, but just treat us like adults, like, because we were children when we watched this. Treat us like adults now, and don't just be playing chess. Flip the channel to something slightly more risque, because you'd actually win a lot more points with the audience for being like, they're not, because let's face it, right? Never in Star Trek do you see anyone get sexual. It's like Luke kissing Leia on, and things like that, and hugging each other is about as far as it ever gets. And they could have, like for the adult audience, like got a little bit risque in a safe way, just to go like, you're with us now. It's not just for the kids, but Lucas just went, no, this is for the kids. This is for the kids. Let's make it dumbed down. And it was like, I thought there were moments where you could have just been a little bit more adult instead of being juvenile. Like, he stepped into poopy. It's like, yeah, it's a bit juvenile. Like give us like, smear some shit on his face, and it'd be like, treat us like adults. Like, this is gross. You know, don't make it like, oh, he's stepped in a poopy, he's made a farty smell. Ew, ew, ew. You know, it's like
they want to make it family friendly though.
Yeah, but it's just like the family is like kids that never grew up with Star Wars, sorry. They never grew up with it. So the current generation who are going to see that never grew up with it. So they're not going to see beyond it. And he just like played to the lowest card, lowest denominator. And it's like, George, we've grown with you, grow with us. I just wanted a bit of give, you know, just you know, treat us like adults. Don't be playing down, you know.
Well, on the flip side of that, though, they probably want to try and indoctrinate a new, you know, generation to continue the legacy. But you know,
there is some dodgy bits in Star Wars. Like, you think about it, like, you know, what's his Anakin has a little bit of a love with the princess, doesn't he? Like, you know, he's like a 9-year-old.
Yeah, who happens to turn it? No, I shouldn't. I won't spoil it.
No, he's a
yeah.
I was going to say
he did have a thing.
A bencho. He's a bencho.
Is like a princess. Yeah.
Yeah, but then he comes back later on, and it's like, hang on a minute, there's a big fucking age difference there. And then you've got to, like you said earlier, you know, Luke Skywalker kisses Leia, turns out to be a sister.
No, you fucking did. I wasn't going to say that. I fucking,
Benchod is sister fucker.
You
Benchod bitch.
In the Return of the Jedi, when they find out, there's no repercussion. The Return of the Jedi, like Leia goes, oh, you know, we're now siblings. You know what happened before when we were on Hoth? Well, you know, it shouldn't really have happened. You don't go, yeah, I'm sorry, Leia. We just didn't know. It's like, water under the bridge.
We'll keep the Darth Vader bit secret, right? Just leave people a little bit of leeway there.
It's okay. Fair play.
Yeah.
No, I am your mother.
Yeah.
I am your sibling.
Yeah.
Fuck your father, don't fuck your sister.
Yeah. That's like Jane's son. You know, one night he had to leave the house because he just didn't like what he was hearing. You know,
shit the bed.
No, he just didn't like what he was hearing. You know, and then the next morning I said, "Sorry, mate, but you know, I fucked your mum." Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I said it. I fucked your mum.
Yeah. It was a bit of pill for him to swallow, but he got over it. Yeah.
I fucked
your grandmother.
Was it? You know? I fucked your mum, but your mum won.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
No, you're meant to be dead.
Hey?
Be dead.
Right.
Please
be dead.
Right, I'm just murdering something. Come die.
Oh, that'll sort it out. Yeah, that'll finish it off. Yeah, right.
It's called CPR for a bug.
Die. Thank you. You're all dead, yeah? No.
No, that's all right. You got plenty of other bugs to feed it to.
Jackie.
Wow.
Let the animals kill them. Fucking.
Oh no, not these. These have to be for the scorpions.
Here's the thing, Jabba the Hutt, right? He's a big old fucking, what is it, a slug, isn't he, basically?
Yeah.
Why didn't Luke just chuck salt on him?
I know we should have thrown salt on him. Salted him.
Am I chucked a bucket of salt
assaulted him?
Am I correct in saying that like Jabba the Hutt like turned up like with like this is my sister, but it almost like was implying there was like some sort of relationship going on with Jabba the Hutt with his sister.
How does that work as well?
Yeah, because like slugs will fuck anything, I suppose. You know. Yeah.
Well, when you look like that, you take anything you can get in it. Really.
Yeah. And who thought that the Phantom Menace and all those things were like slightly racist in the way they were going forward with like racist stereotypes, like you know,
Misa.
yeah, like African, and like the
Hey,
fly-
somebody, you.
the flying alien, the flying alien is like, yeah, I am an
It's like this-
Italian. I'm Italian, like a
Vaffanculo.
flitty Italian like person. You know, it's like, oh Jesus, fucking racial stereotypes.
Yeah, well, when he appeared in the second one, they made it worse because he has the Italian accent. All flies going around him as well. It's like, that's a bit naughty, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's expecting to come out with a pizza. I got the pizza for you, Anakin.
Yeah, but yeah, only in the West.
Mm.
Only in the West.
I think Jabba the Hutt's one of my favourite characters, though. Oh, well, I think he's funny. Well, the Hutts as a whole species.
All the way to the left, all the way to the right.
I just bend over and go, give me a good ribbon, Jabba.
I like that meme. That meme of trapdoor to the Rancor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some weird old fucking characters in it, though, aren't they? I'm glad he did it like that as well. It just adds to it.
Well, there you are. So it's like the Roman gladiator arenas. You know, it's like we'll literally drop you into the underworld, and you next thing you'll be fighting lions and tigers, and like you're not going to survive. It's like you got no chance. It's like it's a simile. You know, it's like I see that. You know, the way they were working, it was kind of like, you know, you're in a gladiator's arena here. Can you survive? You know, for the sport of the elite. You know, and yeah,
like Coneheads, Battle of the Garthok.
Whoa. Great film. Have you seen in Return of the Jedi? Have you seen when the when it's in Jabba's palace and that green bird sort of dances around? Wow. When she goes to like pull Jabba and then she goes down that pit, her boob pops out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her
It's
boob
got to hit
pops
the
out.
pause in the right spot there on the DVD.
Indeed, yeah. But it is definitely there.
Hey, there it is.
It's definitely there. I paused it to make sure for research purposes only.
Yeah,
right.
Research.
Yeah, with a box of Kleenex and a big pump pack of lube. Yeah.
Just like the side boob just goes, oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
Right. I've just typed in Jabba breast.
Oh.
It's got
Oh no, big green breast. Yeah.
Yeah. Yana was said to remind Jabba of his mother. Okay, right. What's this all this about? Right, okay.
What?
Well, they really keep it in the family, the Hutts, you know. Yeah.
Mm.
You got that? There you go.
Imagine there's a spin-off series, the Hutts, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking for it. I haven't quite found it yet.
It's
Images.
there. And not the fake Princess Leia tit out.
Oh yeah. No, this is Return of the Jedi, right? I can see her breast. Yes, you're right. Did pop out.
I think I've seen these films too many times.
Yeah, and it would have been left in there intentionally too. Don't worry.
Okay, it was as a young man.
Was it? What was that animated cartoon with the two dogs? It's like
yeah, where they're eating spaghetti. You mean?
Yeah.
The Tramp.
Oh, Lady and the Tramp.
Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
Lady and the Tramp. One of them falls out of a window and goes like high speed down. And like if you freeze frame it, there's like loads of quotes and like there's like Donald Duck's like missus has her breasts out in the window, and like fucking it's all just goes so fast you can't see it, and it's like there's loads of like naughty things that the animators just put in there. One frame, one frame, one frame. Nobody's going to see it. It's like subliminal. But when you pause it, it's there. It's actually there, like tits out in the window, like on a You movie. You know.
Well, there's a heap of those in like Disney movies, like was
Lion
it Ariel? Was it Ariel or?
Yeah, Ariel
What
on
is it?
The original.
Got his gash
the
out.
original, what's it, the original packaging or something? The coral looks like cocks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently, when they do, what was it, The Lion King? He drew it's like sex in the sand.
I was going to go. It says It says the word sex.
Yeah.
In the sand. Yeah.
And I think in Aladdin, in Aladdin, when they got all the speech bubbles pop up with the genies, with loads of stuff in that as well somewhere. Well, I don't know. I've never seen that, but I've seen it, but I've never realised it.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
My mate's got a Coca-Cola poster that's like this massive, like it's bigger than A3 poster. That's like it's like a glass of Coke with crushed ice or ice cubes in it. And if you look in one of the ice cubes, there's a naked woman, like just hidden inside the ice cube. It's like in the light, I don't know. It's sort of hard to explain, but you'd never see it unless someone pointed it out to you. And then once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's just every time I see that poster, I always see it's like a woman's naked body reclining in the ice cube. Yeah,
nice
subliminals, folks. Gets in there.
Right, I'm going to go home to sleep because I'm in the shed, so I've got to walk.
He's got half a chubby and he needs to rub one out. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm going to turn on Return of the Jedi and just watch that green bitch's tits all that. I'm going to rub one out.
The Rescuers, apparently, Dark Corners UK says, had something similar for a poser for an XX movie in one of the windows. There you go.
Yes, a few of them have got it.
Yeah. There was a thing in Disney. It was called room, like it had a room or something, and it was a room that was for the animators that were like older school, and it had a number like room 72.
No, it's in the Pixar. All the Pixar films. It's number. Is it 421 or something? It's in every single one.
Yeah. And it was a homage to the early animators who were taking the piss with putting these like little things in that you had to find, like the Easter eggs. And it was a homage to them. So yes.
Yeah, it's in a lot of Pixar. Well, I think it's in all of them. They always put it in somewhere. I can't remember the number.
The reason this has ever got out is because people are boasting. These people who have made these things are going, do you know what I put in there and nobody noticed? And then they boast, and it just goes around Hollywood. Then it's like, oh, so all of Hollywood knows it, and then it sort of leaks out into the community, and we all go, ha, 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 ha. But it's like we probably don't know half of what they did. They seemingly innocent scenes, which have probably got something in the corner, very small, but it's just a cock of balls or something, it's fucking in there.
That would be so
one frame, just boom, boom, boom. Fucking they were having a giggle because it's quite laborious work, animation. You have to repeat the same frame again and move it slightly, and and all this fucking repetitive work. People get so fucking you can see how they want to just vent out some of their their silly things in a way that most people won't notice. You can it's just like an in joke. Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna go. See you all later, folks.
Yeah, see
you
later. Cheers.
Catch you later, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, what a complete fucking cunt bag.
Yeah, totally horrible man.
Yeah. Steaming of literal fucking 1 minute old child shit. Yeah.
Dear Lord. Apparently, there's the word sex in the Lion King.
Sex.
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 Sex. Yeah, no, we knew
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, yeah.
In the sand,
yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's the one.
Jesus.
And
Oh
then
yeah,
you've
the
got-
Rescuers. It's a topless woman apparently. I'm just looking at it now.
Yeah.
There it is. God, they must have been fucking bored. I this in there. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of movies do it, but like the one that took the piss out of it and sort of said, like, you know, do you know this stuff's in your movie? They didn't do show one frame. It was just like 3 or 4 frames, so you could actually spot it. Was Fight Club, and it's funny because as a projectionist, I actually stole like 1 frame out of a movie. You know, so you'd never notice it. It would just be like rolling. You wouldn't even notice it had gone. I stole like 1 frame, and I kept
quarter of a second, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like 1/25th of a second, actually 1/24th of a
quarter,
second. Sorry, 1/24th of a second. Yeah. So, but you know, just having that, you know, like I've got a frame of this really, like Blade Runner, for instance, like a movie I just like, you know, love to death. You know, and I was I've got a frame of Blade Runner, I've got a frame of this one, and like it is something that happens. You know, like, you know, cinema projectionists, they take snippets out of a movie. They just take just 1 frame out of a movie, and they keep it. You know, like, oh, I've got a bit of it. You know, like that really good movie, I've got a piece of it. You know, it's like a little trophy, and it's funny then, like how some projectionists are like thinking way beyond that and going, well, I've got a porno movie frame here. I'm going to put 1 frame of that into a child's movie or something and project that. Nobody will see it. It's not going to be. Nobody's going to spot it, but I'll know it's there, and then I'm going to send it on to all the other cinemas that like this. After we use these reels, somebody else is going to use it. It's like I can. Not that I would ever do that. I would never do that because I think it's a bit suspect.
Wrong.
But yeah, but some projectionists did. You know, this is something they did, and they made a like a play of it in Fight Club. You know how he was putting in like clips of himself and porn into things they were showing. Yeah. So, yeah. They're not talented artists. They're not cartoonists. They're not cinematographers. But they're the projectionists, and they can steal a frame and put it back in. Yeah. We are the untalented fuckers of the movies. Yeah.
Because a lot of that subliminal messaging also, like in cinemas, they used to, through movies, like put a little, like couple of 1 or 2 frames of, like, you know, eat more popcorn or drink Coke. Yeah.
They actually did that, folks. They subliminally tried to advertise Coke. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bloody hell.
Well, it's the Wild West back then. It's actually illegal now to do that. Yeah.
Doesn't mean they won't.
Doesn't mean that they can't.
No, now they fuck with you with audio and like colors. It's like color flashing to get your brain stimulated in a certain way. So when they show you an advert, they go color, 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 and it's just ding. Your brain goes wake up and watches the advert. You know, they're fucking clever fuckers. They experiment with this shit. Yeah. They're not asleep. We're asleep. They're fucking wide awake. Yeah.
They're fucking on it.
Yeah.
It's tough shit. You don't like it. You're fucking so getting it, little shit. Ow, bitch.
All right.
Yeah, what's in that wall? Fuck that wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking
elbow deep in this, mate.
Pull some nuggets out of that wall.
Hang on. There we go.
Fucking,
something white and chalky.
Fucking yeah.
Oh, elbow deep now. I'm going. It's now wide open.
Yeah. So we can get in there anytime now. He has split it wide open for
Split
us
it, the window wide open with both hands.
Oh, you bitch now.
Went in.
Yeah. What was it? R2D2 and C3PO appear in Raiders of the Lost Ark on the wall. Yes.
Yes, John did
And
mention
he
that
has
before.
an Explore Norfolk does have a Grogu as his logo. So
Yeah.
he should know.
He knows. Yeah, that's right.
He knows.
Do you know what? I can't remember. I'm sure I'll learn, but I swear the latest Indiana Jones movie, which I actually didn't think was too bad. A lot of people are going, "This is woke. It's got
I
a
haven't seen
woman.
it.
It's got a woman instead of Indiana Jones." It's like, no, Indiana Jones was in there. It's like, but there was a female character who was his relation. She was a cousin, I think, or something. Or he was her uncle or something like that, nephew. But he was still very present. And actually, I thought it was a good movie. I really did actually quite enjoy it. And it's like it went places. Right at the end, it was like, yeah, this is wow. You know?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I just heard that that it was like
well,
she was belittling the original characters.
Yeah, she was, but if you see her like who she is and why who she is, you can see why she's belittling him. Yeah,
Okay.
there is a backstory why she feels above him. It totally explains that right from the word go. I didn't feel like it was like feminine oppression of males. A lot of people saying it was very woke. No. She's got a fucking attitude on her, and it's nothing to do with being woke. She's not happy. She's not fucking happy.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's got nothing to do with being woke. It's not a bad movie. I'm going to say I enjoyed it. Yep.
No wonder the bloody snake's out in here. It's 27 degrees in here.
Jeez.
Yep. And I've got no heating on in here. Mind you, hold on, no, I'm lying. There's one at the back of this snake tank and there's one there, but nothing else is on. None of the other heaters are on because hers is off and the other one over there is off as well. So it's just this one. If I was at the other side of the house, which is where the room was originally, it would have been even hotter because it's hotter on that side of the house. This is the cooler part.
Yeah. I went for a drive the other day out in the bush, and it got up to like 28 degrees. I was like, holy shit. That's pretty warm day, and then I got home, and then later that night, it just literally, the temperature plummeted. It rained like an absolute thunderstorm almost, and just pelted with rain. We've had rain non-stop, and it's dropped down to about 12 degrees,
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's just night and day. And
but your summer's coming up soon, isn't it? Though it's not that far off. Your summer.
Yeah. Our springtime, everything goes sort of. Yeah, it's going to be 29 next week.
Yeah.
They're saying, so yeah, I don't mind it. I love it. Bring it on. I love to eat.
Did you see the stuff about the BBC, like saying we've had the hottest summer ever, and they were showing maps of like red areas.
Oh, yeah.
And it turned out that they weren't measuring air temperature; they were measuring ground temperature. Now the ground gets a lot hotter than the air because that's where the rays of the sun are hitting and heating the ground really hot, and the air is not as hot. and they lied through their fucking teeth. They said, "Oh, we've had fires in Greece, we've had fires here, fires there, which were all arsons. They were found to be arsons."
Yeah, like what about them poor people in bloody Hawaii?
Maui, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fucking awful.
What they're doing is they're cherry picking. They're cherry picking numbers and then going, "Oh, look,"
to fit their agenda, to fit the fucking narrative, you know. And it was like, no, Paul Joseph Watson was saying, like, he said, "Oh, look at the BBC." You know, they said these measurements, but if you actually look at the Met Office and you look at foreign, it was like 10 degrees lower than the BBC was saying. They were going,
we're in a mini ice age.
It's this, you know. And it was fucking 10 degrees lower than the BBC was saying, and it's all fucking bullshit. It's all propaganda. Just fucking, you're gonna fucking pay more tax. You're gonna fucking change your house. You're gonna get fined. You're gonna get net zero. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. And it's like they did the same with Brexit. They were like, "You're never leaving Europe. You're never leaving Europe." Yeah. Oh, sorry, we're wrong. COVID. Oh, we were wrong.
And they're trying to do another lockdown, aren't they? They're trying to impose that now, aren't they? It's
it's all, you know, you have to treat the fucking media with a very big pinch of salt.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how's that bullshit in the UK? You guys have got, they've been talking about, or you can't go from one suburb to the next, or
low traffic neighborhoods, yeah.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, man? Now they're trying to control where you can go.
Yeah.
You know? Next to be like, "Oh, no, you can't breathe. You need to hold your breath for at least 15 seconds, 2 times a minute to save oxygen." You know? What the fuck? It's just bullshit.
And people lap it up because people are fucking sheeple. And unfortunately, when the big man says it, you know, then the fucking the sheep go, "Okay." Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I heard that this morning off him. He was like, "Yeah, but people will never listen. They'll still fucking vote these idiots in." It's like, yep.
Once everything goes solar and there be zero, there'll be a tax on sunlight. Oh, it's a solar tax. You know, because you're sucking all the sun's energy. How dare you? You know, it's just never ending. They just invent any bullshit because they just want to control energy and money and power, you know. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Control.
Daniel says, yeah, air breathing tax next, yeah. Oxygen tax, yeah.
Oxygen tax, yeah.
Yeah, and Explore Notebook says, yeah, like Judge Dredd. Fucking brilliant movie. Dredd. Dredd. 3D, right? If you can watch Dredd in 3D, right? It's a fucking good movie, right? But in 3D, one of the best 3D movies I've ever seen. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so good, I bought it. And I don't buy much, right? But I bought it. Fucking.
When they suck on slow mo and then the scene, like, you know, when there's a shootout, there's just like flesh tearing and ripples. And
you showed me it back when I was like, oh, what a scene. What a scene.
Yeah. The skinning, you know?
Yeah.
Such a good film, though. It is a good.
It is.
It's a very good film.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be turning off another light because I know that's why the snake's not coming around, because it will, because I'm waiting for it. Because I can hear, I've heard it move around a few times. And we're meant to be moving this room apart anyway, because we're meant to be moving a couple of things. Meant to be moving a unit here, a big side unit that's disappearing out of here. So no, it's actually getting moved from there to there, so I can move all stuff on that window because I've got things growing.
I quite like the homeless guy who was living in the doorway, and they said, yeah, for this you should get time in the ice cubes, but we're very busy, so you can go. And then later on, it's just like shunk.
Yeah, that's right. It's like
yeah,
lockdown. You know, the Peachtree fucking tower getting locked down. The dude just gets liquefied. You know, because they did warn him. You know,
yeah,
you can't loiter here. Move on. You know,
yeah, suck.
Oh yeah. Gritty. I loved it. And there we are. Carl Urban, who plays Judge Dredd, but never takes his mask off. You know, never takes his hood off.
Good Aussie actor.
Yeah. Carl Urban, brilliant. And if you haven't seen The Boys, I keep saying to people, if you haven't seen The Boys,
awesome series. I love it.
Yeah. Boys with a Z. Boys.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. It's on Amazon. If you haven't seen it, right? Oh fuck. Yeah. Trust me, you're in for a fucking roller coaster. It's fucking brilliant.
Awesome. It is awesome. That.
Yeah.
Awesome series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Check it out, folks. Yeah. Yeah, Real Slim Shady says air tax here already for some £12.50 a day. Yes, we were saying it's £12.50 on the outer part. If you go into the inner part, it's another £12.50, and if you go into the middle part, it's another 15 quid. So it's 45 quid to get into central London per day, per fucking day. Boosh. Yeah.
What do you mean to get in there? Like what?
Well, they say they've got the outer part, but it's not enforceable because 90% of the cameras have been ripped down by people, and it's not legally enforceable anyway because they fucked up the signs. So, you know, you can actually just go, no, I'm not paying, and they have to go, oh, you're right, yeah, fairer. But like inner London has a £12.50 charge, and central London has about a £15 charge. So there's £35 charge there, or £30 charge, and then the outer London bit, if it was enforceable, which is not at the moment, is another £15. So it's 45 quid to get to central London.
Yeah,
that's just in your car.
No one should be charged, you know, like to travel. You know, especially if they're government roads that are paid for by your taxes.
By tax.
The people own the roads. How the fuck can they charge you to travel on something that you own? That's bollocks. You know?
Yeah, more money, don't they? They don't want you to own a car, do they?
But if you own the road, then why the fuck would you need to pay to go on the road that you own?
Yeah,
it's like piss off. You know, they're just trying to just invent absolute bullshit ideas just to make money because, well, you know, we need more money because, you know, we're spending money like fucking, you know, water, hand over fist. Don't give a shit because, you know, it's not our money. Who cares? But we need more money.
Well, more businesses will shut down in London. More people will move out of London.
Yeah.
More people will just stop driving in London. Less money for London.
Yeah.
But
decentralization.
What you make with one hand, you lose with the other. It's like you lose it because the business is not going. People are not going into London anymore. There's no more business in London, so you lose it with this hand. But you make it up with this ULEZ thing. But you balance it out, and actually you've not made any more. It's bullshit.
Yeah, what the fuck does ULEZ mean anyway?
Ultra low emission zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because over here, that would mean like a slander against a rather manly woman, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Useless. Yeah.
ULEZ. Yeah.
ULEZ.
ULEZ. Yeah, right.
Yeah, sorry, the penny just dropped. I'm gonna have to call it a night in a bit, guys. I've got to be up for work.
Fair show.
You're
absolutely on. You bang on 1 o'clock, so it's fair show. Yeah.
If you don't mind, guys, if that's okay.
How dare you?
How dare you end the stream now? Damn it, Jim. But yeah, thank you, guys.
Well, at least we're not having to travel to each other's studios to live stream, so we're actually being very net friendly, you know, net zero friendly by not traveling at all, making zero effort to fucking.
How many carbon credits? How many carbon credits do I get for doing this show?
Yeah, exactly, innit? Oh yes, on that bombshell, it is time to say goodbye, guys.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
You're only going to release me to watch amazing television series, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you guys in the chat. Thank you,
Cheers.
everyone on the panel. We love you all, and we shall see you at some point again. It's been emotional.
Yeah, we soon.
Thank you, guys.
See you, folks.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.